Test. There we go. All right. Okay. check, check, check.
We're 30 minutes away from the tip-off of this Lions game, so let's get set with the Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers pregame show. Brought to you by Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling them at 866-219-0672.
And a very pleasant good afternoon and happy holidays, everyone. I'm Dave Mitchell from the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University on Delhi Avenue in Cincinnati. Glad to have you along today as we have got doubleheader basketball action for you for the second consecutive week as the Mount St. Joseph Lions take on the traveling Anderson Ravens. In game one, we'll have the women's game. Game two will tip off at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and that will be the men's game. The Ravens come into this afternoon's women's contest with an overall record of 2-5 on the year. They're 0-2 in the Heartland Conference. conference. That matches up with what the Lions have done so far. The Lions are 0-2 in the conference, but they are winless on the season at 0-6, and as a matter of fact, they have dropped their last 7 in a row. The Lions come into this afternoon's ballgame losers after a heartbreaking loss last week to Earlham here at the Harrington Center, 60-57. It was a back-and-forth contest that ended with the Lions on the short end of the stick. Maddie Haberthy was the leader for the Lions on the day as she recorded 18 points, 1 rebound, an assist, a steal, and had a block shot. Cameron McCool was also a key player for the Lions. She recorded 12 points, which is the highest of her career, as well as grabbing 3 rebounds in the ballgame, had an assist and 1 steal for the day. The Lions have lost their 2 conference games to Earlham and Bluffton, both at home. They're averaging 46 points a game while giving up 59.7, and their main problem has been shooting. They've been hitting only 26% from the field overall and 33% from the field inside the conference. But they go through lulls where they go scoreless for long period of time, so they need more consistency heading into this afternoon's ball game against the Ravens, who have lost 3 of their last 4, including 2 in a row to Transy and Defiance. Last Saturday, the Pioneers won in Anderson, 69-56. The Pioneers come into this contest last week. They were ranked 13th in the nation in D3 women's basketball. Sophomore Peyton Moore from the Ravens posted 20 points, had 8 rebounds to lead them. Lexi Dellinger out of South Adams High School in Bern, Indiana, knocked 16 points. The sophomore converted 5 of 9 from the field, and that was from 3-point range. The Ravens, coming into the season, were picked behind Transy, Hanover, and Rose-Hulman in the coach's preseason poll, but they've started out the year 0-2 in the conference, and a loss today would be a kick start for the Lions and would be a problematic start for the Ravens. Dellinger leads the way for the Ravens. She has been averaging 14.7 points per ball game. The only other player in double figures is Moore at 11. They average 55 points a game, and they give up 61, and they also shoot 37% from the field, 31% from 3-point range. And if you look at the rebounding totals, Hannah Hawkins, Dellinger, and Moore all combined for 18 rebounds a game. These two teams met twice last year on January the 19th at Anderson. The Mount came away with a 9-point victory, 77-68, as they got 27 points off of Anderson's turnovers. Aaliyah Tucker and Maddie Haberthy really led the way for the Lions. Tucker had 26 points in the ballgame. Haberthy had 21. And in the first game, the Ravens won in overtime, 76-72. Lindsay Shade in her 5th year as head coach of the Ravens, a career record of 21 wins against 86 defeats. This is her 5th season as the Anderson women's basketball coach. And Dan Benjamin in his 6th year, and he has got a career mark of 41 wins against 93 defeats as head coach of the Lions. We're about 10 minutes away from the tip-off of this afternoon's ball game, so we'll be back to tell you what's happening around the Heartland Conference and talk with head coach Dan Benjamin when we come back after this.
At Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers, we utilize ink analytics, our plastic surgeon-developed diagnostics. Our exclusive ink analytics system lets us measure your tattoo against more than 60,000 treatments completed by our team. Reviewing over 40 unique factors about your skin and tattoo, Ink Analytics is able to predict the number of treatments you'll need to remove your ink, taking the guesswork out of tattoo removal. Because we're so confident in Ink Analytics, we guarantee our results, which means if your ink is gone before 8 treatments, we will prorate and give you money back. And if your ink is not gone in 8 treatments, we'll continue to treat you at no cost for up to a year. That's the Invisible Ink Guarantee.
Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers works with integrity. Using the innovative Pico Way laser technology, Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers is on the leading edge. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling them at 866-219-0672.
Well, this afternoon's ball game is getting underway. A tip-off at 2 o'clock because of graduation last night here at the Mount, and the school is not in session, so the students are not not here, so it's a sparse crowd at the Harrington Center today. That also means that there are games around the Heartland that are getting underway early today. They got underway at 1 o'clock, and here's some of the scores that are going on. Transylvania, who came into this week ranked 16th in the nation after being 13th a week ago, they are leading Manchester 70-46 with 1:59 to go in the ball game there. With 4 minutes to go before half, Hanover is beating up on Defiance 34-16, and Bluffton is getting by Rose-Hulman 29-22 with 3 minutes to go before the half. Now, in other games that are tipping off this afternoon at 2 o'clock, only one, that is Earlham at Franklin. In games that are getting underway on Monday at 7, Defiance will play at Hiram, and on Tuesday night, actually Tuesday afternoon, I should say, their next game is going to be at Worcester. That's at 2 o'clock in Worcester, Ohio, and the Bluffton Beavers will be playing at Ohio Wesleyan. That game will tip off at 6. If you look at the standings in the Heartland Conference so far after the first couple weeks of the season, Hanover and Defiance are on top of the women's standings with a record of 2-0. Hanover 3-3 overall, Defiance 2-4 overall. Then comes Transylvania, Earlham. They are each at 1-0, but Transylvania has got the edge there because they've got a 5-1 overall mark, while Earlham is at 2-4. Then comes Bluffton and Franklin, each at 1-1. Bluffton 5-1 overall, Franklin 3-2. Manchester, Rose-Hulman, they are each at 0-1, but Manchester's 3-3, while Rose is at 1-6. And then comes Anderson at 0-2, 2-5 overall, along with the Mount 0-2, and they are 0-6 overall. Second game of our doubleheader will tip off at about 4 o'clock. That's the Anderson men taking on the Mount St. Joseph Lions in a key Heartland Conference battle, and we'll have that one for you here this afternoon on UltimateSportsTalk.com, as it is doubleheader Saturday, and we will be back to talk with head coach Dan Benjamin when we return after this.
Decided a tattoo you had done isn't for you anymore, but you don't want to go through the long, tedious, and sometimes painful removal process? Now you can have it removed using the innovative Pico Way laser technology from Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. They're on the leading edge of tattoo removal. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling 866-219-0672. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers.
Well, as we told you, Anderson came into this afternoon's ball game. As we told you, Anderson coming into this afternoon's ball game with a record of 2-5 overall, 0-2 in the Heartland Conference. They're led by Lexi Dellinger, who has been putting up almost 15 points a game heading into this one. And their head coach, Lindsay Shade, is in her 5th year as coaching the Ravens. She was hired prior to the 15-16 season, bringing over 10 years of collegiate coaching experience, and she served as an assistant coach at Taylor University in Indiana, where she was the defensive coordinator and the scouting manager. Shade is also a graduate of Davidson College, and guess who went there? Steph Curry, where she played 4 seasons for the Wildcats. Lions are led by Dan Benjamin in his 6th year, 41 wins against 93 defeats. Dan led the Lions to their first winning season in years. A year ago, 14-12 is what they were, but this year they're 0-6. Now coming off of a disappointing loss to Earlham last Saturday here at the Harrington Center by a final of 60-57, and we talked with Dan prior to this afternoon's ball game. Bear coming into this afternoon's ball game with Anderson, first of all, last Saturday, just a disappointing defeat to the hands of Earlham. How did you get the girls back focused this week for this one?
Well, you know, it's a great group of girls, actually. We got great chemistry, and you know, people won't believe that when you're 0-6, but I think I have to give a lot of credit to our senior, our captain that's a junior, Leah Huff. She stepped up in the locker room and said, girls, it was nobody's fault. You're not the only one who missed the pass. You're not the only one who missed the shot. You're not the only one who missed being where you're supposed to be on D, and that's pretty big. So they kind of picked themselves up. Obviously, the staff, we thought we needed to just keep moving forward. We know how close we are, and we're hoping that, you know, it'll all come together. As you've seen us in the past, we've had teams that have been able to put it together, and we're hard to stop. We're just not there yet.
Offensively, was it one of the best games you've played this year?
Absolutely. But, you know, coaching the team, you can see it as you watch the game. It's hard to watch us not make shots, but it's more difficult for me as a coach to watch a couple kids who I know are capable of knocking down shot after shot and not having that done yet. And it'll happen. The chemistry piece will keep growing.
Defensively, was it one of the best games you played this year?
I think we played well, but probably not the best. But we've been so consistent on D. It's been nice. But, I think we do good on D. I like the energy we have. We still make some mistakes, but it never hurts us as bad, as the offensive end. When you get a couple stops and you're down and don't score yourself, that can be demoralizing. And I think we're getting there. I like the energy we had coming into practice. This week we had 3 really good practices. Of course, we had exams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were the 3 toughest days. So we took off Monday, just did individuals on Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we had a really great practice for a couple 3 hours there, and the girls did a great job. We watched film. The energy's there. We're going to do a couple different things today and try and get a couple different people on the floor that can help us, and we're hoping that they can shine. But they're going to be freshmen, and everything's easy when you're in practice, but when you get on that floor, it becomes a little more difficult for some reason.
What improvement have you seen? The biggest improvement you've seen from this team from the beginning of the year?
I would say. That's a tough one because I'm going to say the offense has improved. And the offense we run, as you know, is the Princeton. And it takes some time to get that and learn how to read it. When you're around it, it's easy. And when you coach it, it's easy. But to get them to understand that, it's difficult. And then, just a simple thing, we talked, the staff was right. I call curl. It shouldn't be that hard to curl. But it messes up the mesh. It messes up the timing a little bit. And some girls freak out and make that mistake. And guys do, too. They make those mistakes. But I would say the offense has impressed me, knowing how much they know compared to what we've had in the past. But now we got to put it all together. So we try to dummy it down this week a little bit more for them so they can just go out, read, and react to the things we want to have happen. But I would say the offense.
Final question for Anderson. Dellinger is a handful, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a very good point guard. She's quick. She is obviously their general on the floor. She does a great job getting them where they need to be, putting people in position. We were fortunate last year with all the experience we had. We handled her. Even when we played there, I think they were bigger than us, but we went to our 5-out, which we won't be able to do today. And I think we had 3 girls that could offset her and the Moore girl. We had 3 girls, I believe, that had double-doubles last year up there, and that kind of solidified our playoff hopes there in the ACAC. So she'll be a handful. Yeah, we got some new players, and, we got some players that are handfuls ourselves, and they're ready to grow. And I think this will be the game they grow, that we grow, and hopefully we'll come out with a W. But just love these girls. They're great, and their mindset and their chemistry is just amazing.
Good luck today, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Dan Benjamin before this afternoon's ball game. Lions come in averaging 46.3 points per ball game, and they're giving up 59.7 overall. They've got some changes in the starting lineup, but that does not include Maddie Haberthy, who's leading the team in scoring at 16.5 per outing. But they're going to go with Jaleel Fair-Harris this afternoon in the ball game, and also put Mackenzie Markham on the bench, and hopefully she can find her shot coming off the bench this afternoon. I'm Dave Mitchell. The starting lineups and the tip-off is next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
You've been listening to the Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers pregame show. A look at today's Lions basketball game. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers, located at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Call 866-219-0672. Mount St. Joseph College basketball is next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
At Mount St. Joseph, we're on a mission to make sure every single student succeeds in their career. In fact, 98% of our undergraduates are working in their field within 6 months of graduation. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
The upcoming holidays bring a long break for the Mount St. Joseph Lions. After today, the Lions play a pair of exhibition games and then resume the regular season schedule on Friday night, January 3rd. The Lions will be in Manchester to play the Spartans that night. Manchester has already upset Rose-Hulman and are looking to surprise everyone else. This is Dave Mitchell. The conference season resumes on Friday night, January 3rd at 7. Join me with the pregame show at 6:30, and you can hear it all on UltimateSportsTalk.com. And we wish you and yours a very happy holiday.
The following is a special sports presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com. UltimateSportsTalk.com now presents Mount St. Joseph Lions College Basketball. Today's game is brought to you by Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers at 866-219-0672. And in part by the Wishbone Tavern on Delhi Avenue. Iron sharpens iron. Call now at 513-383-9773. The Mount St. Joseph University. And Minutemen Staffing in Cincinnati. Call 513-579-0010. Mount St. Joseph University College Basketball is a presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com. Now let's go to the floor for this Lions game.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. I'm Dave Mitchell. Glad to have you along this afternoon on Ultimate Sports Talk as we've got doubleheader college basketball for you today. The Anderson Ravens are in Cincinnati taking on the Lions, and the first game will be the women's encounter. The Ravens come in with a record of 2-5 overall. They're 0-2 in the Heartland Conference, taking on the Lions, who are winless under Dan Benjamin, 0-6 and 0-2 in the conference so far. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the black and red of the Anderson Ravens, they will start at the forwards this afternoon. Number 24, Peyton Moore, a 6-foot sophomore, averaging 11.1 points per ball game and 7 rebounds a contest. Carly Hackler will be at the other forward, number 23, a 5'7 senior, averaging 2.5 an outing. Hannah Hawkins in the middle, a 6'2 junior, averaging 8.4 a game. She's number 34. And in the backcourt will be Hannah Alt, number 10, a 5'9 sophomore, averaging just under 5 points per ball game. And the leading scorer for the Ravens, Lexi Dellinger, at 14.7 points per ball game. She is a 5'5 sophomore, 00 on the back of her black and red uniform. For head coach Lindsay Shade in her 5th year, 21 wins against 86 career defeats. She is assisted by Emily Harrell and Luke Martin. And now for the Mount St. Joseph Lions, we told you a switch up in their starting lineup today. They will go with Haley Scott at one forward, number 33, a 5'7 sophomore, averaging 2.2 a game. Cameron McCool will not start today. It will be Maddie Haberthy at one forward, a 5'5 junior, number 3. She's the leading scorer at 16.5 per ball game. In the middle is Aaliyah Huff, number 44. She's a 6-foot junior, 5.5 points per ball game for Huff. And then in the backcourt will be Jaleel Fair-Harris, number 5. She is a 5'6 junior, averaging 2.3 points per ball game. And at the other guard position this afternoon will be Chloe Jansen, number 24, a 5'7 freshman, averaging 8.2 points per ball game. So Huff is in the middle, Haberthy and Scott at the forwards, and it will be Fair-Harris and Jansen at the guards this afternoon. Anderson will be going from right to left across your computer screen this afternoon as they get set to tip it off. They're in their black road uniforms with red numerals and lettering and white trim. And for the Lions, they're in their gold home uniforms with dark blue numerals and white trim. It is Huff in the center circle with Hawkins, and the tip is controlled by Anderson in the backcourt, and we're underway here at the Harrington Center. With it, Anderson gets the basketball off on the left side of the lane, too. Peyton Moore, she drives the lane, put it up, no, got her own rebound, put it back up, and she's fouled for the first time today. So Moore immediately went to the basket, got her own offensive rebound, and she'll go to the line shooting 2. Comes into this afternoon, the 6-foot sophomore, averaging 76% from the stripe. We've played just 12 seconds. And Moore puts the first free throw up and in, and she breaks the lid on this one with the first point of the ball game, and Anderson on top of it, 1-0. Second one by Moore from line left, good again. So she sweeps the pair, gives the Ravens a 2-0 lead, and Jansen will bring it into the front court from left to right for the blue and gold of Mount St. Joseph. With it is Huff, gets it back to Jansen, around a pick by Huff on the right wing to Haberthy. Back out front, Huff has it. So now to Jansen. Jansen's going to dribble, get her on the right side of the lane to Huff, put it up from 5, no good, got her own rebound. Back out to Haberthy, feeds right side to Harris. Harris in the right corner, back out front to Haberthy, and she'll run the point on this play as the Lions get a second opportunity. Sideline left, it goes to Jansen, now to the top of the key, around a pick by Huff to the right wing. Tried to feed a backdoor to Harris, but she threw it right into the hands of Carly Hackler. Hackler will bring it the other way for Anderson and gets it up the floor to Dellinger. Dellinger lobs a pass underneath on the right side of the lane to Hawkins, put it up and in. Hawkins with her first 2, and with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter, it's 4-0 Anderson. They came into the ball game with an 0-2 conference record, but they were beat by the 16th ranked team last week in Transylvania by 15. Underneath pass to Huff. Huff's going to lay it up right at the side of the lane. Got it. Aaliyah Huff on a nice offensive play by the Lions cuts the lead in half at 4-2. On the left-hand side, it's Hackler. Hackler gets it off between the circles, inside the center circle. Now goes right side of the lane to Alt back outside to Peyton Moore. And Moore from the right side drills her fourth point of the ball game, and it's 6-2. Anderson again by 4. Huff gets it off to Haberthy. Haberthy around a pick by Huff. Now over to Harris. Back out top side to Haberthy. Gets it on the left baseline to Haley Scott. Put up the left corner shot. No good. And the rebound taken down by Hannah Hawkins. She gets it up the floor on the right-hand side to Dellinger. Dellinger kicks it off right in the lane. And it went to Peyton Moore. And Moore shuffled the feet right side of the lane and committed the turnover. That's the first against Anderson as a team. So the Lions get the basketball back with 8 minutes to go exactly in this first quarter of play. Bringing it up, Jansen down 6-2. Jansen feeds it off on the right-hand side to Haberthy. Back to Jansen, top side against the man-to-man of Anderson. She'll dribble inside the lane. Bounce pass right of the circle and right of the lane, I should say, to Huff. Threw up an air ball, but Jansen got the rebound. Stole it away from Moore. Top of the key, Haberthy for 3, drilled it. Haberthy with her first 3 of the ball game, and it's 6-5. Anderson by a point. Into the front court come the Ravens. They feed it underneath to Peyton Moore, all alone as the Lions tried to double team her, but missed it, and Moore put it up and in. And she's got 6 in the ball game, and it's 8-5. Bringing it across the timeline into the front court will be Jansen, down by 3 on the scoreboard. Sideline right, it goes to Haberthy to the free throw line with the left-hand dribble to the left elbow, and she threw it right by Jansen and out of bounds. Second turnover of the ball game committed by the Lions here in this one. So Anderson will have it out three-quarter court as they bring it across into the front court. Alt dribbles over to the left-hand side. He gets it back over on the right-hand side to Peyton Moore. Moore dribbles right of the lane, put up the 12-footer from the right side. No good, and the rebound taken down by Aaliyah Huff. Excuse me, that's not Alt. That is Dellinger. Dellinger usually wears 00, but she's wearing 0 today. And the pass goes out of bounds off of Hannah Hawkins, and it will stay with Mount St. Joseph. Coming in, Mackenzie Markham for the Lions. Also checking in, Cameron McCool. Into the ball game for Anderson is Mariah Clemens, a 5'8" sophomore, averaging just under 2 points per ball game. She's number 11, and leaving the ball game is Alt. Inbounds pass goes right side to McCool. McCool had 12 points last week against Earlham. That's a new high for her. Haberthy dribbles right side, behind the back, around another pick by McCool to the left-hand side, and it goes to Jansen. Jansen dribbles right of the lane. She's going to take it down to the baseline, kicks it back out front, and it goes to McCool for the three-pointer. No good, and the rebound chased down in the corner by Anderson. They get it up the floor to Alt. Alt into the front court, to the line, to the lane, left side, puts it up with the left hand, crawls into the rim and in. They're saying that's Dellinger. Boy, you look at that number, and that looked like 10, but it is Dellinger with number 0. So that's her first 2, and it's 10-5. With it on the right-hand side, Haberthy. Haberthy, top side. She's going to stop, pop it from the right of the circle. Got it. Three-pointer for Haberthy. She's got 6, and the Lions have cut it to 2 now at 10-8. Into the front court comes Anderson. On the left-hand side, they go to Shipley, who's into the ball game. Jade Shipley, a 5'3" freshman, dribbles on the right-hand side, and it goes to Dellinger for the long 3. Check it, that's all. That's Dellinger. You're right, that is Dellinger, and she drilled the 3. So Dellinger has got 5 on her first 3 of the ball game, and it's 13-8. Haberthy goes right of the lane to McCool. McCool with it at the right elbow. She's going to dribble to the free throw line. Now back out front, it goes for the Lions to Schoolfield. Put it up, no good, and the rebound taken down by Anderson again. Grabbed off the floor by Hackler. Hackler gets it off to Dellinger, now on the right-hand side to Shipley. Shipley kicks it over on the right side to Schoolfield. Now back over. Shipley's going to put up the 3, left wing, no good, and the rebound taken down by Jansen. Lions can tie with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jansen with it, right side. She's going to launch the 3 all alone. Got it! Chloe Jansen with her first 3 of the ball game, and the Lions are down by 2 at 13-11. Into the front court, dumping it off underneath on a nice feed from Moore. Put it up point-blank range as Clemens put it up, no good, and the rebound Jansen. Jansen crossover dribble to the free throw line, pulls up from 12, spun it in and out. Rebound lost out of bounds by Hawkins. She never could get the handle, and it goes back to the Mount. Checking into the ball game now for Anderson will be Allie Owens. Owens, number 3, checking into the ball game. And there's a timeout on the floor, media timeout. We'll take it also. 4:40 to go here in this first quarter. Your score, it's the Ravens 13, the Lions 11 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
At Mount St. Joseph University, our mission is to provide students with an affordable, world-class education in a safe, comfortable, private school setting. Nearly 100% of our incoming undergraduate students receive scholarships, grants, or financial aid. And with small class sizes and a 98% undergraduate career placement rate, the Mount leads the way in educational value and student success. Discover your potential. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community. Open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Back here at the Harrington Center, where it is 13-11. Anderson on top of it. Lions have the basketball out underneath their own bucket. On the right side, they inbound it out front to Haberthy. Around the left-hand side, it goes to Cameron McCool. McCool gets it over on the right-hand side to Mackenzie Markham. Now dribbles up top of the key over to McCool. McCool against the man-to-man, dribbles right of the lane all the way down to the baseline. Gets it back out to Haberthy. Got it knocked away, but she regained it. Back into the right corner to McCool for 2. Put it up, no good. Jaleel Fair-Harris checks in, and she grabbed the rebound, but the 30-second shot clock went off, and the ball never hit the rim, so the turnover gives it back to Anderson. Lexi Dellinger with 5 points in the ball game, leading the way for the Ravens. Peyton Moore and Hannah Hawkins each with 4. Maddie Haberthy with 6 for the Lions here early in this one. With the basketball on the left-hand side is Shipley. Shipley back out front to Moore. Over on the right wing, it goes to Allie Owens. Owens down on the left baseline, gets it off to Dellinger. Hook pass on the right-hand side to Owens again for the long 3. Hit it off the back iron. No. Rebound chased out front, and it's taken down by Dellinger. Dellinger gets it on the left-hand side to Clemens. Clemens with it. Back out to Dellinger. Crossover dribble. Top of the key to Shipley. Now over to Owens. Owens with it. Right sideline. Back out front to Mariah Clemens. Clemens gets it back over to Shipley. Shipley, top of the key. It goes to Moore. She'll drive right of the lane. Threw it up off the glass and rim. No good. And coming over the top is Clemens for the foul on a nice box out by Rachel Moody, who's into the ball game. The 5'10" sophomore for Dan Benjamin. Checking into the ball game now is Alt. She'll check in, and sitting down is Shipley. And Hawkins is back into the ball game for Anderson. And Clemens will sit down after picking up their first personal foul. Each team has got 1 personal foul against them here in this ballgame. Jansen brings it up, gets it off to Moody. Moody between the circles, back over to Harris, now to Jansen. Jansen with the basketball, feeds it on the right side to Harris, top of the key, bounce pass left of the lane, and it goes to Moody. Now back out front to McCool. Over to Moody. Moody, free throw line extended, left side, no good. Rebound chased down, and running into the Anderson player was Moody, and knocking Hawkins to the floor on the rebound, and Moody will pick up her first personal foul. That's number 1 for Rachel, and the second against the Lions as a team here with 3:05 to go in the first quarter of play. Bringing it up will be Alt. Alt gets it over on the right-hand side to Dellinger, now between on top of the circle to Peyton Moore. Gets it over on the left-hand side to Alt. Put it up, no good. Rebound taken down. Check out, that was Dellinger. And the rebound taken down by the Lions. They feed it up the floor over to Jansen's head, and it's taken down by Dellinger on the baseline. Dellinger crossover dribble, brings it up the floor into the front court. On the right-hand side, gets it over to Alt. Alt back out front, and it goes to Dellinger in the left corner. Dellinger gets it over to Owens, lobs a pass underneath the Hawkins, and she'll be fouled by McCool. McCool picking up the foul. That is her first and the third against the Lions as a team here in this first quarter. But going line left will be Hawkins, shooting 2. She's got 4 points, shoots 69% from the stripe, puts it up and in. Hawkins with 5 in the ball game. makes it 14-11 with 2:31 remaining in the first quarter. Second one by Hawkins is good again. Hawkins with 6 in the ball game. Aaliyah Huff is back in for Rachel Moody. Moody playing with those painful calves, and she can't go very long. She goes in just a minute or two at a time to give Huff a breather. Huff is back in right now. Gets it off top of the key to Jansen on the right side. Markham back out front to Jansen, and a reach-in foul will be called on Hannah Alt. That is her first and the second against Anderson as a team. Checking out of the ball game now is Owens, and coming into the contest is Carly Hackler. Hackler checks in scoreless with a rebound. 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Harris feeds it left of the lane to Huff. Back out front to Harris. Sideline left to Jansen. Now back to Huff inside the circle. Over to Jansen. Gives it on the give and go back to Huff on the layup. Put it up. No good. And the rebound taken down by Hawkins. Hawkins clears it off to Dellinger, and Dellinger will bring it up. The sophomore leading the Ravens in scoring. Crossover dribble. Goes to the left side of the circle. Now back over on the right side. Goes underneath to Moore. Moore stops, pops it from 5. No good. Rebound tapped out front. Comes to Hawkins on the left-hand side to Alt for 3. Got it. Hannah Alt with her first 3 of the ball game, and it's 18-11. Anderson by 7 points into the front court. Come the Lions. They go to Jansen. Now on the right side to Harris. Dumps it off underneath to Alt. Alt back out into the corner to Markham. Now out front to Harris. Harris dribbles over to the left side of the front court now and resets the offense with 10 on the shot clock. Around a pick by Huff to the line, to the lane. Gives it back to Huff. Put it up and in. Aaliyah Huff with 4 and a nice feed from Jaleel Fair-Harris. And it's 18-13. Anderson with a 5-point lead in the basketball. Top of the key, Moore swings it over on the left-hand side to Hackler. Hackler back to Moore, left wing 3, got nothing but net. Peyton Moore has got 7, and Anderson scorching from the field so far in this first quarter, and they lead at 21-13. Into the front court comes Harris on the right side to Markham. Anderson shooting right now 40% from the field. Seems like it's a lot more than that. With it, Jansen kicks it back out to Harris for the long 3 left of the circle. No good. And the rebound comes out long and right into the hands of Hackler. Hackler feeds it up the floor. It goes all the way to Dellinger. She'll take it all the way to the hole. No good. Rebound knocked around, taken down by McCool, and it'll be a jump ball as McCool tied up Hannah Hawkins for the rebound, and on the alternation, it will go back to the Lions. So Mount gets it back. Haberthy is back into the ball game now for the Mount, and sitting down for the Lions is Jansen. So Harris will run the point for the final half a minute of this first quarter. In fact, there's 20 seconds left to go in it. Gets it off to Haberthy. Shot clock is off, so the Lions will play for the last shot here in the first quarter. With it is Haberthy. Haberthy around a pick by Huff to the top of the key. Gives it back to Huff's 12-footer left of the lane. Got it. Aaliyah Huff has got 6, 21-15, 3 seconds coming the other way as Alt. Alt's going to throw it up from 15, hit the front iron, no good. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. And as we head into the second, your score, it's now Anderson 21, the Mount 15 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538. Minutemen Staffing in Cincinnati has been helping companies large and small meet their production challenges for over 35 years. What makes Minutemen Staffing different? The people. Minutemen Staffing has learned never to take a customer for granted. We feel a sense of honor and humility giving you an opportunity to work. Learn what sets us apart from the other staffing agencies. Minutemen Staffing, located in Fairfield at 6600 Dixie Highway. Minutemen Staffing. Call today, 579-0010.
Anderson with the lead, 21-15 as we enter the second quarter of play. Lions right now shooting 33% from the field, 37.5% from three-point range on 15 shots, while Anderson shooting 44% from the field on 17 shots, including 3 of 6 from three-point range. 21-15, Anderson with the basketball to open up the second quarter, and they get it over on the left-hand side to Dellinger. Put up an air ball, and it's pulled out of the air by Markham. Gets it off to Harris, who's on the floor with McCool, Haberthy, and Huff. And Haberthy has it down in the right corner, and she dribbled it off the foot of Alden out of bounds, so it will stay with the Mount in the front court. Lions right now, rebounding-wise, we're pretty much even. It's 7-6, and as far as the turnovers are concerned, the Mount has committed 3 to Anderson's 1 in that first quarter. With it between the circles of Markham. Markham did not start today's game. They're trying to get her shot back, and they're going to work her in off the bench to try to reduce the pressure on her in the starting lineup. Haberthy, right wing, stops, pops it from the right side of the lane from three-point range, no good. Rebound, Aaliyah Huff knocked it out of bounds, and then she was knocked to the floor by Clemens, but no harm, no foul as the ball went out of bounds. Back to Anderson. Peyton Moore leading the way with 7 points so far in the ball game for Anderson. Hannah Hawkins with 6. Aaliyah Huff and Maddie Haberthy have each scored 6 in the ball game for the Lions to lead the way. Left-hand side is Alt. Alt gets it underneath. Now back out to Alden in the left corner. Back out front to Hackler for the shot. No good. Rebound tapped out long, and it comes down to Alt. Back out to Hackler on the left-hand side to Dellinger. Around a pick by Peyton Moore. Dellinger to the line, to the lane. She'll stop. Got shut off, and she was fouled when she got shut off. And the foul will be called on Aaliyah Huff, and that's her first. And the first against the Lions as a team here in the second quarter of play. McCool will leave the ball game. And checking back in is Haley Scott, the 5'7" sophomore. Hannah Hawkins back in for Anderson, and leaving is Peyton Moore. Moore leaves with those 7 points in the ball game to lead the way. Line left is Alt. Put it up and in. Hannah Alt's got 4. She has not missed a free throw this season, shooting 100%. Second one by Alt is up, and you can see why. Boy, she's got perfect form. Alt with 5 in the ball game, and it's a 23-15 Anderson lead with 8:45 to go in this first half. Bounce pass, Haberthy goes right side of the lane to Huff. Huff, one dribble, got knocked away, but got right in the way of Haberthy, and Haberthy couldn't go anywhere. Now to Scott, top of the circle. Scott with the left-hand dribble, looks underneath, gets it to Huff, right of the lane, into the lane. She'll put up the right hand. Nope, dumps it back out front to Harris. She's going to put up a floater from 5, no good, and Hawkins grabbed the rebound. Hannah Hawkins clears it up the floor into the front court to Shipley. Shipley, who's back into the ball game, goes to Hawkins top side, back to Shipley left wing, guarded by Haberthy, fights over a pick by Hawkins, gets it out to Clemens. Now on the right-hand side, it goes to Owens. Owens with the basketball. Owens dumps it off on the left-hand side to Hawkins. Now gets it back on the left-hand side to Owens. Now left of the lane to Peyton Moore, to Hawkins, put it up no good, and the rebound taken down by Maddie Haberthy. She'll bring it the other way down by 8 to the right-hand side, peels back out to the three-point arc. Haberthy with it, around a pick by Huff, dribbles inside the lane. Haberthy goes to the hole, laid it up with the right hand, good. Boy, she got caught underneath and laid it up on a little scoop shot for her 8th point of the ball game, and it's 23-17. Top of the key, Hawkins. Hawkins goes left-hand side to Dellinger. Dellinger dribbles up top side, now stops, gets a pass out front, knocked away by Scott, into the backcourt, and by Scott, picked up in the backcourt by Clemens. Now gets it into the front court to Shipley. Right-hand side to Moore. Moore right of the lane to Hawkins. Now back out front. Ball stolen away by the Mount. They get it off to Markham. Clears it on the left-hand side to Jaleel Fair-Harris with 7 minutes to go in the half. Harris into the lane, stops, spins, gets it on the right-hand side to Haley Scott, and she'll dish it back out front to Markham. Markham looking over to the head coach, Dan Benjamin, for the play with 14 on the shot clock. Markham now peels it back out to the left-hand side around a pick by Huff, backing in, top of the key, off to Huff, left side, back to Maddie Haberthy, put up the shot, blocked by Hannah Hawkins, pulled off, and it's taken up the floor. The other way by Dellinger, up the floor on the left-hand side to Shipley. Shipley got the ball knocked away off the side of the backboard and pulled off the air by Haley Scott. So the exchange of turnovers both ways gives it back to the Mount with 6.5 remaining to go in the half. With it is Harris on the left-hand side to Markham. Right of the lane to Huff, down into the left-hand corner to Scott. Back out front to Markham. Markham left of the front court, kicks it off on the right side to Maddie Haberthy. Around a pick by Huff, kicks it off into the left baseline to Scott for 3 from the corner. Got it. Haley Scott with her first 3. And it's 23-20. Mount down by 3 now. They've cut it from 8. With it on the right-hand side is Hackler. Shipley deals it off to Dellinger. Dellinger, hook pass, gets it off between the circles, and it goes to Clemens. Now down into the right corner to Hackler. Hackler dumped it off underneath the Clemens, and a foul is going to be called on Aaliyah Huff as she came over the top. That will be her second. And Cameron McCool will come into the ball game. Sitting down will be Jaleel Fair-Harris. While she does that, Chloe Jansen back into the ball game also. Leaving the contest for Anderson, Hackler is checking out, and so is Dellinger. So going line, Alt is back into the ball game. Going line left is Clemens, and she puts it up no good. Clemens came in averaging just under 2 points per ball game at 1.8 a contest. She's a 5'8 sophomore, number 11. Line left for the second one, trying to split the pair. Missed that one also. Rebound comes out long, but is chased down near the sideline by Haley Scott. She'll get it off to Markham, and Markham will bring it up with 5:40 to go. Gets it right in the circle. And it goes to Huff, over to McCool. McCool looks for Haberthy, now gets it to her. Haberthy dribbles down right side, gets it off to Markham, right wing, back to Huff, right elbow. Back over to Markham to the free throw line, dribbles to the left-hand side, gets it to McCool, stops, pops it from 15 too hard, and off the side of the rim, and the rebound taken down by Hannah Hawkins. Hawkins clears it off up the floor to Shipley into the front court. Bounce pass on the left-hand side to Alt. Dumps it off underneath, and a nice feed by Hawkins up and in. Hawkins has got 8 in the ball game, and it's 25-20. Anderson leads by 5 again. Bringing it up is Haberthy. Haberthy looking, gets it over to Huff. Now back to Haberthy on the right side to McCool. McCool right wing underneath to Haberthy. One dribble, kicks it off into the left corner to Scott for 3 again. Around the rim and crawls in. Nice find by Haberthy to Scott, and then Scott drilled the 3. She's got 6, and it's 25-23. Anderson by 2. On the left-hand side, it goes to Allie Owens. Owens on the left wing, gets it back to Clemens. Now back to Owens, top of the circle with a right-hand dribble. Goes over to Alt at the right wing. Lobs it to Hawkins, dumps it off underneath to Clemens on a good high-low, laid it up and in. Clemens with her first 2, and it's a 4-point lead by Anderson, again at 27-23. High-scoring game, which is just what Anderson wants as they came into this one. And they lead it by 4. 4 minutes to go in the half, and a foul is going to be called on the pass. And that will be on Hannah Alt. And that will be her second. And that is the first against Anderson in the quarter. And now we've got the media timeout. 4:14 to go in this first half of action from the Harrington Center in Cincinnati. And your score, it's the Anderson Ravens 27, the Lions 23 on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Decided a tattoo you had done isn't for you anymore, but you don't want to go through the long, tedious, and sometimes painful removal process? Now you can have it removed using the innovative Pico Way laser technology from Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. They're on the leading edge of tattoo removal. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling 866-219-0672. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. The upcoming holidays bring a long break for the Mount St. Joseph Lions. After today, the Lions play a pair of exhibition games and then resume the regular season schedule on Friday night, January 3rd. The Lions will be in Manchester to play the Spartans that night. Manchester has already upset Rose-Hulman and are looking to surprise everyone else. This is Dave Mitchell. The conference season resumes on Friday night, January 3rd at 7. Join me with the pregame show at 6:30, and you can hear it all on UltimateSportsTalk.com. And we wish you and yours a very happy holiday. 4:14 left to go in this first half of action. 27 for Anderson, 23 for the Mount. Both teams have 4 timeouts remaining. The Lions have committed 2 fouls in the second quarter. Anderson just 1, and the Lions will put the ball in play after the timeout. And putting it in is Jansen, who's back into the ballgame. Feeds it out to Haberthy on the left-hand side to McCool. Threw it right into the hands of Hannah Hawkins, and it was picked off the floor by Peyton Moore. Gets it up the floor to Shipley up the left-hand side. Tried to get it to Alton, now does, over to Dellinger. Dellinger with it left-hand side. Gets it over to Allie Owens, now top of the key, and it goes over to Shipley. With the basketball, Dellinger. Dellinger between the circles, lobs a pass, top of the key, it goes to Hawkins. Now back over on the left-hand side to Shipley. Tried to feed a pass to Dellinger, intercepted on a nice defensive play by Rachel Moody. And she clears it up the floor to Haberthy into the front court. Maddie dribbles right of the lane. She'll take it all the way to the hole, lay it up, blocked from behind, and pulled out of the air by Alt. Dellinger now gets it up the floor on the right-hand side. Goes in, and it's going to be an offensive foul called on Dellinger. Dellinger picks up the offensive foul. That will be her first of the afternoon. She ran right over the top of Chloe Jansen, who set up defensive position. 3:23 remaining to go in the first half, and bringing it up is Jansen. Feeds it sideline left to Haberthy as they look up over to Coach Bear for the play. Haberthy to the free throw line at the right elbow. Now to Jansen between the circles. Jansen now dribbles it back out. She's going to reset the offense. 10 on the shot clock. Jansen with the basketball around a pick by Moody on the left-hand side. Kicks it off to McCool. Now back out to Haberthy. Haberthy with 5. Drives the lane. She's going to take it all the way to the hole, and she's hit across the arm and fouled. So Haberthy will go line right, shooting 2 shots. And the foul called against Peyton Moore. And that will be her first and the third against the Ravens as a team here in this third quarter of play. So going line right, Maddie Haberthy. Haberthy on the afternoon has got 8 points. And she puts up the second one, missed the first one, puts up the second one, and splits the pair. So Haberthy with 9 in the ball game. And it makes it 27-24 Anderson. On the pass on the left-hand side, stolen away by Jansen. Up the floor, Haberthy. Haberthy's going to take it all the way. Now kick it back out to Markham on the left wing for 3. No good, spun it in and out. And the rebound taken down by Hawkins. Boy, Markham was just a spin in and out of tying this ball game up. The other way is Shipley, got the ball knocked free, taken away by McCool, and gets it up the floor to Jansen. Jansen into the front court, top of the key, feeds it on the right baseline to Haberthy, all alone for 3, no good again, and the rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Shipley of Anderson, and it will stay with them out with 2:25 to go in this first half. Lions have had 2 open threes to tie it and haven't been able to convert either one. Hackler is back into the ball game, and sitting down is Jade Shipley. Putting the ball in play for the Lions, and they inbound it to McCool. McCool, right wing, crossover dribble down to the right baseline, now backs it out front and gets it off to Scott. Scott gets it back over to Jansen. Now on the right wing, it goes to McCool from 15. Missed everything, and the rebound taken down by Dellinger. Dellinger leading the break. It's 2-on-2. Stops, pops it from 17 in the circle. No good. Rebound comes out long. Dellinger got it back. Feeds it underneath to Moore. Pops it from 5. Missed it again, and the rebound taken down by the Lions and Cameron McCool. Both teams have gone ice cold, and Lindsay Shade is up screaming at the official for a foul. Gets it on the right-hand side. The Mount does. They go to Scott. Now back over to Jansen. Laid it up left side. Good. Chloe Jansen has got 5 in the ballgame. Lions have cut it to 1 with 1:30 to go in this first half of action. 27-26. With the top of the circle is Hawkins. Feeds it on the left-hand side to Dellinger. Dellinger dribbles up. Shut off by Maddie Haberthy, but she gets a bounce pass on the right-hand side to Peyton Moore. Now back out to Hackler, over to Moore. Moore's going to drive right of the lane, comes to a jump stop on a nice move, put it up and in from 5. Peyton Moore's got 9 in the ball game, and it's a 3-point Anderson lead again at 29-26. 1:05 to go in the half. Right of the lane is Scott. Scott looks for the back door, but can't find anyone. Gets it off to McCool, top of the key. Right wing it goes to Haberthy, back out top side to McCool. McCool left of the lane, dribbles down to the baseline, spins it back out, and it goes to Scott, top of the key to Haberthy. She's going to drive the lane, now stops, gets it off top of the key to Scott for 3. Rattled it home, and we're tied. Haley Scott's got 3 3-pointers here this afternoon, and we're tied up at 29. Into the front court comes Dellinger with 34 seconds to go in this first half. Dellinger on the left-hand side. It goes to Owens. Owens lobs it underneath, and it goes to Hannah Hackler. Now gets it down into the left-hand corner to Dellinger for the long 3 from the left corner. No good. Rebound knocked around, and a foul is going to be called on Anderson as they came over the top, and that's on Peyton Moore. That will be her second, and that's the 4th against Anderson as a team with 20.1 seconds to go in this first half of action. Clemens will come into the ballgame, and Hannah Hawkins is going to check out of the ballgame. And that foul was called on Hackler. Hackler picked up the foul. That's her first. It was not on Moore. Bringing it up, Lions can take the lead. 10 seconds to go here in the half. Jansen drives right of the lane. Kicks it back out front, and it goes to Haberthy. Haberthy all the way to the hole, and a foul is going to be called on the way to the bucket, and that's going to send Anderson is going to be fouled. That's their fifth foul, and now it's going to be two shots, and Haberthy's going to go to the line. That's what I thought, but the officials were setting up like it was an out-of-bounds play. Jaleel Fair-Harris is going to come into the ballgame after that foul by Hackler. That's her second. She went the entire first half up until the last 10 seconds without a foul, and now she's picked up two. Into the ballgame now, Janie Hines. Hines, a 5'5 freshman, number 11 for the Mount. She checks into the ballgame. Haberthy, line right, shooting two. Puts it up, and it's good. Haberthy has got 10 in the ballgame, and the Lions, for the first time today, have the lead at 30-29. With 5.4 remaining in this half. Second one by Haberthy, good again. Haberthy with 11. Full court pressure now put on by the Lions. Inbounds pass to Dellinger. Dellinger hooks a pass up to Hawkins. Hawkins top of the key for the three. Got it! Oh, she threw up a three from just the right side at the top of the key. And Hawkins drilled it and gives the Ravens a 1-point lead heading in at halftime. Hawkins with her first three of the ball game, and she leads the way with 11 here in this first half. And as we head into halftime, Anderson has regained the lead. They had it for the entire time up until there was 5.4 seconds to go in the half. The Lions took the lead on two free throws by Haberthy, but then Hawkins drilled the three from the right side of the lane to give the Ravens the lead again at 32-31. We're at halftime. I'm Dave Mitchell. We'll be back with more here on Ultimate Sports Talk after these timeouts.
At Mount St. Joseph University, our mission is to provide students with an affordable, world-class education in a safe, comfortable, private school setting. Nearly 100% of our incoming undergraduate students receive scholarships, grants, or financial aid. And with small class sizes and a 98% undergraduate career placement rate, the Mount leads the way in educational value and student success. Discover your potential. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community. Open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. Decided a tattoo you had done isn't for you anymore, but you don't want to go through the long, tedious, and sometimes painful removal process? Now you can have it removed with integrity and zero judgment at Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers.
At Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers, we utilize ink analytics, our plastic surgeon-developed diagnostics. Our exclusive ink analytics system lets us measure your tattoo against more than 60,000 treatments completed by our team. Reviewing over 40 unique factors about your skin and tattoo, Ink Analytics is able to predict the number of treatments you'll need to remove your ink, taking the guesswork out of tattoo removal. Because we're so confident in Ink Analytics, we guarantee our results, which means if your ink is gone before 8 treatments, we will prorate and give you money back. And if your ink is not gone in 8 treatments, we'll continue to treat you at no cost for up to a year. That's the Invisible Ink Guarantee.
Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling them at 866-219-0672. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. You're listening to Mount St. Joseph University basketball on UltimateSportsTalk.com. We're at halftime of today's game, so it's time for the Minutemen Halftime Report. Minutemen Staffing, located at 6600 Dixie Highway in Fairfield. We'll go back to the floor for the stat story and interviews for today's game after this from Minutemen Staffing. Minutemen Staffing wants you. Currently, Minutemen has more positions than workers. Are you in need of work? Maybe a change in direction? Were you laid off and need money to tide you over? Minutemen can help you out. In most cases, on a temporary to permanent work assignment. Many companies have realized the advantages of hiring all their workers through Minutemen Staffing. If you have warehouse, forklift, welding, general labor, or any other kind of industry experience, give Minutemen a call at 513-579-0010 or stop in at 6600 Dixie Highway in Fairfield to fill out an application. We'll put you to work within 24 hours. We go the extra mile to make sure your new position will be the right one. That's what separates Minutemen Staffing from the rest. With more than 35 years experience in the area, Minutemen Staffing can turn your life around. We're proud that we're helping put Cincinnati back to work. Minutemen Staffing, located in Fairfield at 6600 Dixie Highway. Minutemen Staffing, call today at 579-0010. Minutemen Staffing is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, after this ball game, we've got men's basketball action for you as the Anderson Ravens come to town to take on the Mount St. Joseph Lions, and it should be a very, very good one here this afternoon in men's basketball action as both teams need a Heartland Conference win. In Division I, college basketball action going on right now. Some final scores. Butler defeated, I'm not even sure who that is. I think it's Strathhorn. But the way that CBS Sports just basically minimizes names, abbreviates names is funny sometimes. I think it's Strathhorn, 66-41. Oregon defeated Michigan in overtime today in college basketball, 71-70. That was in overtime. Michigan came in ranked 5th in the country. Michigan State over Oakland, 72-49. Louisville bounced back and defeated Eastern Kentucky, 99-67. And then in games that are going on right now, just one, Delaware, and that game is getting underway right about now. Delaware is taking on Villanova. It's 1-0 Villanova in that ball game. Later on this afternoon, you've got Memphis playing at Tennessee, and St. Louis will be at Auburn. In women's college basketball in the Heartland Conference, one final already. Transylvania defeated Manchester 74-48 in a game that's all but over. There's 5 seconds left to go in it. Hanover defeating Defiance by 30, 75-45. Rose-Hulman losing by 13 to Bluffton. This is women's basketball with 1:40 to go in the ball game. They're losing by 13 to Bluffton. And with 2:10 left to go in the first half of action, it is Earlham losing by 9 to Franklin, 30-21. We'll take a look at the stat story of this ball game. The Mount down by a point, 32-31. I'm Dave Mitchell. We'll be back with more after this.
Minutemen Staffing wants you. Currently, Minutemen has more positions than workers. Are you in need of work? Maybe a change in direction? Were you laid off and need money to tide you over? Minutemen can help you out. In most cases, on a temporary to permanent work assignment. Many companies have realized the advantages of hiring all their workers through Minutemen Staffing. If you have warehouse, forklift, welding, general labor, or any other kind of industry experience, give Minutemen a call at 513-579-0010 or stop in at 6600 Dixie Highway in Fairfield to fill out an application. We'll put you to work within 24 hours. We go the extra mile to make sure your new position will be the right one. That's what separates Minutemen Staffing from the rest. With more than 35 years experience in the area, Minutemen Staffing can turn your life around. We're proud that we're helping put Cincinnati back to work. Minutemen Staffing, located in Fairfield at 6600 Dixie Highway. Minutemen Staffing, call today at 579-0010. Minutemen Staffing is an equal opportunity employer.
Lions down by 1 here at the half in the women's game, 32-31 to Anderson. Leading the way for the Ravens is Peyton Moore. She's got 12 points in the ball game, and that is including 2 3-pointers. Well, they're going to give her that 3-pointer at the buzzer, I guess, because it looked like Hawkins, but boy, that sure, they gave it to Peyton Moore. So she's got 12 points in the first half. Hannah Hawkins has got 8 in the ball game on 3 of 4 from the field. The reason I know they gave that to Hawkins is because they didn't give her a 3-pointer in the first half statistically. Lexi Dellinger has got 7 points in this first half of action. 3 points going to Hannah Alt. Maria Clemens has got 2. Allie Owens, Carly Hackler, and Jade Shipley have all played but have not scored in the ball game. As far as the Lions are concerned, Maddie Haberthy is leading the way with 11 points. She's the only person in double figures. Haley Scott has got 9 on 3 3-pointers and 4 attempts. Aaliyah Huff has 6 in the first half on 3 of 6 from the field and 2 rebounds. Chloe Jansen's done a heck of a job on the rebounding end. She's got 6 rebounds in the first half, 2 of 3 from the field and 1 of 1 from three-point range. Jansen has drilled 5 points this afternoon for the Lions. Jaleel Fair-Harris, Mackenzie Markham, Janie Hines, Maggie Schoolfield, Cameron McCool, and Rachel Moody have all played but have not scored in the first half of action. Matter of fact, that bunch that I just mentioned to you, Harris, Markham, Hines, Schoolfield, McCool, and Moody, have only put up 7 shots in the first half of action, and they've only grabbed 3 rebounds in the first half of play also. As you look at the team statistics in this afternoon's ball game, Lions shooting 11 of 29 from the field for 38%. They've put up 2 more shots in the first half to Anderson's 27, but the Mount and Anderson have each hit 11 field goals in the first half. But what has kept the Lions in the ballgame is the fact that they have hit 2 more threes. They're 6 of 13 from three-point range for 46%, while Anderson has hit just 4 of 10 for 40%. From the line, the Lions are 3 of 4 for 75%, and Anderson shooting the same percentage, but they've doubled up on the Lions, 6 of 8 from the stripe. Lions have committed just 4 turnovers in the first half of play compared to Anderson's 7, and Anderson has scored 4 points off of those turnovers, while the Lions have scored 7. Total rebounds, Anderson out rebounding the Lions, but not by as much as you may think. Anderson has grabbed 19 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, while the Lions have grabbed 15, and 4 of them are offensive here this afternoon. Lions have dished out 10 assists, while Anderson has given away 9 assists in the ballgame. Anderson has blocked the only shot in the contest. Steals, the Mount have grabbed 5 steals in the ballgame compared to just 3 for Anderson. Off the bench, the Lions, no scoring at all, but Anderson almost the same. They've only had 2 points off the bench here this afternoon. Second chance points, Anderson has got 7 compared to just 3 for the Lions, and points in the paint pretty much equal. Anderson 12, the Lions 10 in the ballgame, and the Lions right now are down by 1, 32 to 31. Lions, well, when you look at this ball game, they are shooting well, 38%. And last week we told you they had to shoot 35% to win. They shot 37%. Well, in order to win this ball game, they may have to shoot 39 or 40%. And Anderson, right now, doing a good job shooting from the floor. They're shooting 41% here in this first half of action, and they need to keep that up here this afternoon. But they've done a nice job of running their offense. They just have not hit the shots that have been open here in the ball game. 32-31, Lions are leading the ball game here this afternoon, and we will be back with more from the Harrington Center after this.
Minutemen Staffing wants you. Currently, Minutemen has more positions than workers. Are you in need of work? Maybe a change in direction? Were you laid off and need money to tide you over? Minutemen can help you out. In most cases, on a temporary to permanent work assignment. Many companies have realized the advantages of hiring all their workers through Minutemen Staffing. If you have warehouse, forklift, welding, general labor, or any other kind of industry experience, give Minutemen a call at 513-579-0010 or stop in at 6600 Dixie Highway in Fairfield to fill out an application. We'll put you to work within 24 hours. We go the extra mile to make sure your new position will be the right one. That's what separates Minutemen Staffing from the rest. With more than 35 years experience in the area, Minutemen Staffing can turn your life around. We're proud that we're helping put Cincinnati back to work. Minutemen Staffing, located in Fairfield at 6600 Dixie Highway. Minutemen Staffing, call today at 579-0010. Minutemen Staffing is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, we told you our second game coming up this afternoon is the men's game, and that will have Anderson 2-5 overall, 0-1 in the Heartland Conference, taking on the Mount St. Joseph Lions. The Lions coming in off of their win last week, 85-59 over Earlham. They are 3-6 overall, 1-1 in Heartland Conference play. That game coming up about 25 minutes after the end of this ball game, where we're at halftime in the women's game. Anderson 32, the Lions 31. I'm Dave Mitchell. The second half is coming up next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
You're listening to Mount St. Joseph University College Basketball on UltimateSportsTalk.com. We're at halftime of today's game, and you've been listening to the Minutemen Halftime Report. Minutemen Staffing, located in Cincinnati at 6600 Dixie Highway. The second half is next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Hi, this is Morgan Freeman. Has anyone ever said, you're the picture of health? You look healthy, you feel fine, but that may not be the full picture. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men and women over 50. Since it doesn't always cause symptoms, you may not know you have it. The only way to know is by getting screened. Screening can find precancerous polyps so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. This is one cancer you can prevent. Plus, screening can find colorectal cancer at an early stage when the chance for a full recovery is very high. Talk with your doctor and get tested for colorectal cancer. Medicare and many insurance plans help pay for screening. Get screened. Make sure you are the picture of health.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Social media has exploded over the years. The way we interact, receive news, and comment with everything has changed in this decade, and Twitter is where people usually discover what's happening. This is Dave Mitchell. With over 500 million tweets being sent each day, hundreds of millions of people are exploring links, articles, retweets, trends, and moments to find out what's new. Businesses strengthen their brands, friends promote themselves, and some just want more followers and likes. I just want to hear from you. Before, during, or after, send me your comments about the game to my Twitter, OHBB Co-host. That's OHBBCOHOST. I hope to hear from you soon. That's OHBB Co-host. Lions down by a point, 32-31, and they will have the ball to start the second half. They come out with Fair Harris, Jansen on the floor, along with Scott, Haberthy, and Huff. Anderson comes out with Dellinger, and also Alt, Hawkins, Hackler, and more. Lions going from right to left across the computer screen. Anderson starts out in a man-to-man, and the Lions have it top of the key to Jansen. Dribbles left of the lane. Bounce pass tried to go to Huff. Kicked away, but it's picked up out front by Jaleel Fair-Harris. Harris gets it back off to Haberthy. 15 on the shot clock. Now right in the circle to Huff. Back over to Harris on the right side. Scott, top of the key. Harris all alone for three. Got it! Jaleel Fair-Harris has got her first three, and the Lions have regained the lead at 34-32 to open up this third quarter of play. On the right-hand side is Alt. Bounce pass right in the lane. It goes to Hawkins. Now back out front to Hackler. On the left-hand side, Dellinger. Back outside between the circles to Hackler. Now kicks it over to Dellinger. Dellinger at the left wing, outside the arc, guarded by Haberthy. Dribbles down to the left baseline, shut off by Jansen. Now back out to Moore for three. Won't go, and the rebound taken down by Aaliyah Huff on a nice box out. She gets it up the floor into the front court to Jansen, who will bring it across into the front court on the left-hand side to Jaleel Fair-Harris. With it, Harris gets it off to Huff, and a foul is called on the cut to the basket by Huff, and that's going to be on Alt, who puts her palms up to the sky and says, "What did I do?" Alt with her first. Check that. That's her third personal foul, and the first against either team here in the second half. So now Lindsay Shade is going to have to decide what to do with her point guard. Over on the right-hand side is Jaleel Fair-Harris, and Harris double dribbled with the basketball. So the exchange of turnovers gives it back to the Anderson Ravens with 8:48 to go in this third quarter. Game one of our doubleheader this afternoon. Bringing it up and into the front court is Dellinger. Now goes right of the lane to Moore. Spins into the lane to the left. Now kicks it back out front as she's shut off to Alt for three. Missed everything, and it goes out of bounds. Back to the Lions, leading by 2. 8:33 remaining to go in this third quarter. And now rushing to the scorer's table is Jade Shipley. So Shipley is going to check in, and Alt is going to leave, and she is not happy about having to leave with those three personal fouls. They said that the moving picks are a point of emphasis this year by the officials, but sometimes you wonder if they're taking them a little too far. With it on the left-hand side is Jansen for three, left of the circle, no good. And the rebound taken down by Dellinger. Got the ball knocked free on the floor. Dellinger picks it up. Ball loose, goes out of bounds near the Lions bench. Last touch by Dellinger, and the Lions get it back. 8:16 to go in the third quarter, and the Lions lead it by 2, 34-32. And now the official on the far side is going to come in, and I think they're going to talk about the shot clock. The ball did hit the rim, but did Dellinger have control of the basketball and then lose it? And they're going to recycle the shot clock and put it at 20. Well, not sure why they would do that, but nonetheless, I guess they're compromising because neither one seemed to know what happened. With it is Jansen, left of the front court. Jansen around a pick by Huff to the right of the lane. Kicks it back out front to Haberthy. Now top of the key to Jaleel Fair-Harris. Pump fake, almost fell down, and then got it over to Haberthy, and it went right through her hands and out of bounds. That's 5 turnovers in the ball game against the Lions. They had just 4 in that second half, or first half, excuse me. Into the front court comes Anderson. They can either tie or take the lead with a 3 here on this possession. They get the ball out to Dellinger, now off to Shipley, top of the key to Peyton Moore. Moore guarded by Huff, dribbles left of the lane, now back out front to Hawkins, gets it back over to Moore. Moore put up the shot, blocked out of bounds by Huff, and it will stay with Anderson, 11 on the shot clock. And again, Lindsey Shade looking to the official and saying, where's the foul on that? With it right of the bucket. Shade gets it back out front. Excuse me, not Shade. That was Mark. That was Hawkins, and Hawkins put up the shot from the left-hand side. That was Shipley. Put it up, no good, and the rebound taken down by Aaliyah Huff. Clears it up the floor to Harris. Now back out front to Jansen. Jansen with a 2-point lead in the basketball as Anderson has gone cold. Top of the key, and a traveling violation called against Jaleel Fair-Harris. Looked like she was trying to fake a pass underneath and then throw it over the wing, but she just took too many steps when she did it. So the Lions start out with 2 quick turnovers here early in this third quarter. Shipley working it up against Harris, gets it on the left-hand side to Hackler. Now back out front to Hawkins, back to Hackler. She's going to shoot it from 3. Spun it in and out, no good. It was halfway down and came out. Rebound taken down by Huff. Clears it up the floor to Maddie Haberthy. To the top of the key. Sideline right, Harris. Now back out front to Haberthy, who's running the point right now. Haberthy between the circles. Dribbles around a pick by Huff. Left of the lane, down to the baseline. Now curls it back out to the 3-point arc in the corner. Top of the key, Harris. Back over on the right side to Chloe Jansen. Jansen with 9 on the shot clock. Around a pick by Huff to the left of the lane. Dribbled it off her foot, but right over to Haberthy. Haberthy to the line to the lane. The 5-foot floater. Got it, and she's fouled. Maddie Haberthy will go line left, looking to complete the 3-point play. Foul called on Hannah Hawkins. That is her first, and now Anderson wants to use a 30-second timeout. Maddie Haberthy with 13 points in the ball game, and she'll go to the line looking to complete the 3-point play with 6:34 remaining to go in this third quarter, and the Lions have opened up a 4-point lead at 36-32. Boy, this would be a big, big win for the Lions if they could pull this one out. They are being led right now with Haberthy's 13 and Haley Scott with 9, Peyton Moore with 12, and Hannah Hawkins with 8 here early in this third quarter of play. Lions shooting 41% from the field right now on 13 of 32. That includes the 7 of 15 from three-point range for 47% for the Lions. Anderson, 11 of 31 from the field for 36%. And they are 4 of 14 from three-point range for 28.5% here in the ball game. But they are down by 4, 36-32 with 6:34 remaining. Well, now they've converted this into a full timeout from a 30, so we'll take a quick timeout. Mount St. Joseph leads it 36-32 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
At Mount St. Joseph University, we're on a mission to make sure every single student succeeds in their career. With 1 teacher for every 11 students, our world-class professors and career counselors will ensure that you not only graduate, but get placed in the career you dreamed of. In fact, 98% of our undergraduates and 100% of our graduate students are working in their field within 6 months of graduation. Discover your potential. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
Well, after that timeout, the Ravens are left with 3. Going line left will be Haberthy, and trying to complete the 3-point play. Put it up, no good, and Hawkins grabbed the rebound. She clears it off up the floor to Shipley into the front court from left to right. Goes right-hand side to Dellinger, now back out front to Peyton Moore. Swings it on the left-hand side to Hackler. Hackler down to the left baseline. Shipley's got it back to Hackler. Top side to Hawkins. Hawkins hands it off to Peyton Moore. Kicks it over on the right-hand side to Dellinger. Dellinger looking underneath. Boy, there's a battle going on between Huff and Hawkins down low. Shot from the right corner put up by Moore. No good. And the rebound taken down out of the air by the Lions. They feed it up the floor to McCool. McCool goes from the right baseline to the left baseline on the corner to Haberthy, but it was knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Mount. Allie Owens is back into the ball game. Owens, number 3, checks in scoreless, and sitting down is Carly Hackler. Between the circles with the basketball is Jansen. 5:50 remaining to go. Jansen, bounce pass goes to McCool. Right baseline to Markham for 3. Got it! Mackenzie Markham has got 3 in the ballgame. That's the first shot. And now the Lions lead it by 7, 39-32. With it is Owens. Goes off to Hawkins. On the right side, Dellinger. Dellinger pulls up inside the air, partially blocked out of the air by Jansen. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aaliyah Huff, so it will stay with Anderson, and there's 15 on the shot clock. Peyton Moore is out of the ball game, and coming in for the first time in the second half is Mariah Clemens with 2 points. Top of the key, Shipley dribbles left of the lane. She's going to throw it up with the left hand. Air ball pulled out of the air by Aaliyah Huff. Huff slows everything down and gets it off to Jansen, and she'll bring it into the front court from right to left. Jansen to the line, to the lane, down to the baseline. Now back out front to Markham, top side. Markham bounce pass left of the lane. It goes to Huff. Huff looking underneath, kicks it back out to Markham, top of the key, around Huff. Goes over into the left baseline to McCool. Drives inside the lane. Gets it off to the free throw line to Huff from 15. Got it! Aaliyah Huff has got 8. She line drive that shot in from a couple of feet behind the free throw line, and it's 41-32. Lions with their biggest lead of the afternoon at 9. On the left-hand side, Dellinger to the free throw line, pulls up left side, dumps it off to Clemens. She'll drive the lane, put it up. No, and a blocking foul will be called on the Lions because they were inside the restricted circle underneath. And that foul is on Maddie Haberthy. That will be her first and the team's third with 4:42 remaining to go in this third quarter. And now, let's see, it's going to be now the media timeout. So now the media timeout is taken. 4:42 left to go in this third quarter of play. Your score from the Harrington Center in Cincinnati. Mount St. Joseph 41, Anderson 32 on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Decided a tattoo you had done isn't for you anymore, but you don't want to go through the long, tedious, and sometimes painful removal process? Now you can have it removed using the innovative Pico Way laser technology from Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. They're on the leading edge of tattoo removal. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling 866-219-0672. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone, and your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the Greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com, or call them today at 513-748-1538. One of the top 5 teams in this week's Division III Women's Top 25. Tufts is leading the way at 7-0. Then comes Scranton also at 7-0. Bowdoin is at 8-0. Hope 9-0. And Amherst comes in at number 5, and they are at 4-1. 41-33 your score as Clemens hits the first free throw coming out of the timeout. She's got 3 points in the ball game. That's the first free throw that she's hit. And she gets the second one, so she's 2 for 4 from the line today. 4 points, 41-34. Mount on top of it, 4:39 remaining to go in this third quarter of action. With the basketball, Jansen dribbles left of the lane, now kicks it back out to Mackenzie Markham. And it goes between the circles to Maddie Haberthy. Now Haberthy dribbles left of the front court. Around a pick by Huff to the free throw line. Bounce pass to Huff. 14-footer left elbow. Got it! Huff got the kind roll as she clanked it off the front rim, and it bounced high and fell down. She's got 10 in the ball game. And And the pass is kicked out of bounds by Huff. 4:11 left to go in this third quarter. Lions with a 9-point lead, 43-34, and they've been up by 9 for a couple of minutes now. Pass out front, stolen away by Jansen. Jansen ahead of the pack all the way against Dellinger, laid it up and in. Jansen has 7. Lions lead it by 11, 45-34. Into the front court is Shipley. Shipley for the Ravens, going from left to right. Bounce past Clemens, top of the circle. On the left-hand side, it goes to Hawkins. Hawkins with one dribble, check that, that's all. Gets it back out front to Peyton Moore. On the left-hand side, Owens. Owens dribbles out, and a foul is going to be called on Maddie Haberthy as she reached in for the foul. 3:41 left to go in this first of the third quarter of play. And again, it's an 11-point lead. Moore is coming in along with Dellinger and Hackler for Anderson. Checking in Jaleel Fair-Harris and Cameron McCool along with Haley Scott for Mount St. Joseph. 3:41 remaining to go in the third quarter. 45-34 your score. Moore will put it in bounds just to the left of her own bench in the front court. And she gets it to Cassie Pallett, who's into the ball game. Pallett making her first appearance, so Lindsay Shade trying to get a spark out of anybody. Pass in the corner, knocked out of bounds by McCool. Pallett from Stevensville, Michigan, Lakeshore High School, a 5'3 sophomore into the ball game, and Pallett has the basketball top side, feeds it on the left-hand side to Dellinger, knocked free by Haberthy. Back to Dellinger, 3 on the shot clock. Dellinger, top of the key, 3, missed it. Rebound comes out long, chased down in the corner by Pallett, bounced it off of McCool, but then it went out of bounds before it hit McCool, and it will stay with the Lions. 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. Still got the 10-minute fourth quarter coming up, so a lot of basketball left to go in this one. Maddie Haberthy brings it up between the circles. Bounce pass goes to Hallie Scott. Scott gets it off to Harris on the left-hand side to Markham. Back to Harris, drives right of the lane. She's going to go all the way to the hole and is fouled on the way to the bucket. And the foul is called. And that's on Caitlin Ansell, number 14, who's into the ballgame now. And that is her first personal foul. Ansell, a 5'9 sophomore, averaging just over a point a game for the Ravens. With it is Harris. Underneath pass goes to Scott. Fall away, 5-footer, just barely grazed the rim. And the rebound pulled down by Anderson. They get the ball up the floor to Pallett. Now Dellinger up the court underneath on a nice feed underneath to Ansell. Put it up no good, and the rebound taken down by Anderson goes back out to Pallett on the left-hand side to Hackler. Hackler, cross-court pass into the right corner to Dellinger. Now back to Pallett, to the free throw line to Ansell. Now back to Pallett. Pallett goes over on the right-hand side to Dellinger, right of the lane to Pallett, and to Ansell, and Ansell dribbled it right off of Harris's foot and out of bounds. There's 4 on the shot clock with 2:23 on the game clock. Haberthy's coming out for a quick breather as Jansen's back into the ball game. Putting it in play, Dellinger lobs it into Ansell. Ansell back over to Dellinger. She's going to have to force up a 3. It's no good at the buzzer. They'll just let them continue play. Harris brings it up on the run. Kicks it off to Markham. Right baseline 3, short. And the rebound taken down by Dellinger. Dellinger brings it from left to right for the Ravens. Up the left-hand side. Hook pass on the right-hand side. Pallett all alone right in the circle for 3. Nope. Bounced it in and out. And the rebound taken down by Chloe Jansen of the Mount with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jansen right of the circle for 3. Drilled it. Jansen said, if you're not going to guard me, I'm going to put it up. I've got 10, and it's now a 14-point Mount lead with 1:50 to go in this third quarter. Your score with a timeout going to Anderson. It's the Lions 48, Anderson 34. It's a full timeout. I'm Dave Mitchell here on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community. Open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Well, this one's been a good one. Lions looking for their first victory of the season, and right now they lead it by 14, their biggest lead of the season. 48-34 here this afternoon. Taking a look at some other scores around the Heartland Conference in women's basketball this afternoon, and there's some games going on, but a lot of games are already over. Transylvania has defeated Manchester in women's basketball 74-48. Also a final, 75-45. Hanover has beaten Defiance. Bluffton won by 9 over Rose-Hulman, 60-51. And in a game going on with 4:55 left to go in the third quarter, Franklin and Earlham are tied up at 34. On the right-hand side, Anderson with the basketball tried to feed it underneath the Hawkins, and Hackler threw it right by her and out of bounds. So the Lions get it back, and now Anderson's going to go to a 2-2-1 full-court press. Jansen is going to break it herself right up the center of the floor to the top of the key. Now spins it out to the left of the front court. Jansen with the right-hand dribble. Looks to the left and gets it over to Markham. Double team. Now back out top of the key to Jansen. Back over to Markham for the left wing shot. Partially blocked. Pulled out of the air by McCool. Left in the lane. Bounce pass goes to Scott. Laid it up. No, and she's fouled. Scott knew she was going to be hit, so she protected the basketball. And the foul called on Dellinger. That will be her second. And that's the fourth of the period against Anderson. And now Mount St. Joseph is going to use a 30-second timeout. Not sure if there's something wrong, but Dan Benjamin was out on the floor talking to a couple of the girls, and the official came over to see if he wanted to use a timeout. Timeout situation is this. The Lions will have 3 remaining heading into the fourth quarter unless they take another one. Anderson will have 2 left. Right now there's a minute and 19 to go in this third period. 48-34. 14-point Lion women lead. After that timeout, Peyton Mort, along with Pallett, Hawkins, for Anderson, Hackler, and Dellinger are all out on the floor. Going line left is Scott, shooting 2. Put up the first one, up and good. She's got 10 in the ball game. 3 3-point buckets, and now the free throw. 49-34, Lions by 15. Second one by Scott, good again. She's got 11. And the Lions now showing some token pressure, leading it by 16, 50-34. Bringing it across the timeline is Pallett. Bounce pass on the right wing. Back over to Hackler. Hackler between the circles goes to Moore. Almost double dribbled with it, but got away with it. Bounce pass to Dellinger between the circles. Dellinger is going to pull up top of the key for the 3. Got it. Boy, you give her an opening, she can really drill three-point range. She's got 10 in the ball game, and it's 50-37. We're under a minute to go. 45 seconds left in this third quarter. Jansen in the center circle, 20 on the shot clock. On the right wing of Markham. Back out front to Jansen. Crossover dribble to the left of the lane, off to Harris. Left wing for Harris from the three-pointer, no good. And the rebound taken down by Peyton Moore. Moore will dribble out of a crowd. 30 seconds to go in the game clock, 26 on the shot clock. Into the front court, Hackler feeds it off underneath on a nice feed to Hawkins. Put it up, no good, but she's fouled on the rebound. So, Hannah Hawkins will go line right. I'll check that. She will not be going line right. They'll say she wasn't in the act of shooting. And that foul committed by Jaleel Fair-Harris. That's her first. And the third against the Lions as a team. Haley Scott out of the ball game, and checking into the contest now for the Lions is Maggie Schoolfield with 23.1 left to go. Inbounds pass made to Hawkins, put it up from 5, no good, and a foul is going to be called on Schoolfield. She just came into the ball game and immediately gets called for the foul. That is her first personal. And that sends Hawkins line right. Shoots it, got it. Hawkins, her first point of the quarter. She's got 12. Maddie Haberthy will come back in for offense at the next dead ball, which Hawkins makes happen. So she has got 13. Now Haberthy is in. Harris will leave. 21.9 remaining. Again, full court pressure put on by Anderson, 2-2-1. In the backcourt, Jansen. Jansen with 15 on the game clock and shot clock with the clock shut off. Gets it left-hand side to Haberthy. Now between the circles to Markham. 10 seconds to go. Right wing to Jansen. Back to Markham. On the left wing it goes to Haberthy. Left of the lane to McCool. Turnaround shot from 7. Crawled off the iron. No good. Rebound taken down by Anderson. And that's the end of the third quarter of play here from the Harrington Center. And your score at the end of 3. It is Mount St. Joseph 50. The Anderson Ravens 39 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Minutemen Staffing in Cincinnati has been helping companies large and small meet their production challenges for over 35 years. What makes Minutemen Staffing different? The people. Minutemen Staffing has learned never to take a customer for granted. We feel a sense of honor and humility giving you an opportunity to work. Learn what sets us apart from the other staffing agencies. Minutemen Staffing, located in Fairfield at 6600 Dixie Highway. Minutemen Staffing. Call today, 579-0010. Decided a tattoo you had done isn't for you anymore, but you don't want to go through the long, tedious, and sometimes painful removal process? Now you can have it removed using the innovative Pico Way laser technology from Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. They're on the leading edge of tattoo removal. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling 866-219-0672. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers.
Well, Anderson comes out onto the floor, getting the basketball to open the fourth quarter of play. They've got more out on the floor with Dellinger, Hawkins, also Alt, who's back into the ballgame with those 3 personal fouls, and Hackler driving all the way to the bucket as Dellinger threw up an air ball, and a foul is going to be called on the Lions on the way to the bucket. 9:52 remaining. And the foul is called against Aaliyah Huff, and that will be her third. That's the first against the Lions here in the fourth quarter. But line right goes Dellinger, put it up and in. So the second one by Dellinger with 11, make it 12. She's got 12 in the ball game, sweeps the pair, her first 2, and it's 50-41. Now it's a 9-point Mount lead. On the left side is Harris, dribbles into the front court, the ball knocked free, and going into the backcourt is Jansen. Jansen gets it back over on the left-hand side, and now a 10-second violation, I think, is going to be called by the outside official. The ball was tapped into the backcourt, and the Lions hadn't brought it into the front court yet, and now the officials are going to talk about it. Lindsay Shade immediately jumped up, and they're going to put 21 on the shot clock. And they're going to give the Lions the basketball in the front court. And it doesn't make Lindsay Shade of Anderson very happy, but that's what the officials are going to do. They've done a very good job of compromising today on a couple of calls, and that might have been one. With it, on the left-hand side, Jansen gets it to Harris. Left elbow to Huff. On the right side to Haberthy. Haberthy drives inside. Kicks it off to Scott for 3. She was right on the arc. Put it up no good, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Hawkins. 8 on the shot. Well, now there's 8 on the shot clock. Shouldn't be that. It hit the rim and got knocked out of bounds. There's got to be more on the shot clock. And now the officials are going to call a timeout, and they're going to reset the shot clock, I guess, to 20. So putting it in play, Scott will inbound it out front near the timeline, and it goes to Chloe Jansen. Jansen with it, dribbles up top of the circle around a pick by Huff. Tried to get a bounce pass to Huff, but Huff didn't roll to the bucket. And it was thrown right into the hands of Hawkins. Clears it off to Dellinger into the front court. On the right wing to Hackler. Feeds it off underneath to Hawkins. Got the ball knocked free, and a foul will be called on Jansen. And boy, that was the truth. You could hear the slap all the way up here. 9:08 left to go in the ball game. Jansen picks up her second personal foul of the ball game. So Anderson will put it in play right at their own bucket. And they lob a pass into the right corner to Hawkins. Hands it back off to Dellinger right of the lane. Kicks it across the lane into the left corner and back out front to Alt for 3 from the wing. Got it. Alt has got 8 in the ball game, and now suddenly it's a 6-point lead, and this is where the Lions have to learn how to win ball games. On the left-hand side, it goes to Haberthy. Haberthy's going to drive the lane all the way to the hole, threw it up. Nope, and she was fouled and knocked to the floor. And the foul will be, and that's going to be on Hannah Hawkins, her second of the ball game. And that is the first against the Ravens here in the second half. And going line left will be Haberthy. Put it up and in. Maddie's got 14. Came in averaging 16.4 a ball game. Second one from line left is good again. Haberthy's got 15, a point away from her scoring average. Lions lead it by 8 again, 52-44 again. Full court pressure put on by the Lions. Dellinger in the center circle across the timeline. Gets a bounce pass, and a double dribble violation is called against Hackler. Kind of a late call, but it looked like she had done it, but the official was just late making the call. So the turnover gives it back to the Lions. They lead it by 8, 52-44 with 8:27 remaining. On the left side, Jansen. Jansen kicks it over on the right wing, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Mackenzie Markham. Well, I know the point of emphasis is a moving pick, but when you're just standing there, somebody runs into you, that's not classified as a move. Nonetheless, gives it back to Anderson. They're down by 8. On the left side is Alt, now between the circles to Dellinger. Dellinger gets it on the right wing to Hackler, who looks underneath, trying to get the ball to Hawkins, feeds it into the right corner to Dellinger for the 3, got it. Lexi Dellinger has got 15 in the ball game, and the Lions now lead it by 5, 52-47. Again, the 2-2-1 full court press by Anderson, but the Lions break it. They get it into the front court to Markham. Back over to Jansen. Over now between the circles to Markham. Kicks it on the right wing to Jansen. The long 3 by Chloe. No good off the back iron. Rebound knocked around, and a foul is going to be called on the Lions underneath. And that foul will be, I guess, on Maddie Haberthy. Maddie, her second. And that is the 4th against the Lions here in the 4th quarter of play. So from now on, Anderson will be in the bonus. In the backcourt, Anderson with the basketball. Gets it on the right-hand side to Harkley. Back over. Harkley with it, top of the circle to Martin. Goes to Dellinger, left sideline. Back over to Holt. Holt with it. Alt down underneath. Gets it off to Hawkins, and Hawkins came to 2 jump stops and turned the ball over. Cameron McCool back into the ballgame. She's going to give Aaliyah Huff a breather, and boy, did Huff deserve it. 52-47, 7:15 remaining in 2-2-1 full court pressure, but Haberthy breaks it all the way to the line to the lane, and the ball got kicked away by Anderson, and the Lions will regain possession. 24 on the shot clock, 7:11 on the game clock. Haberthy, or check at Jansen, putting the ball in play left of her own bucket. Feeds it out front near the top of the key to Haberthy. Bounce pass to Cameron McCool, right of the lane to Scott. Back out front to Markham at the right wing. Swings it to the left-hand side to Jansen, and the Lions will reset the offense. Top of the key to the free throw line. It goes to Jansen. Handoff to McCool. Now back out front to Haberthy. Back to Scott. Scott back outside to Haberthy. Haberthy pump fake, dribbles to the right elbow, put it up from 15. No good. And the rebound taken down by Dellinger. Lions have gone cold. They're shooting just 41% from the field on 18 of 44. Coming the other way, Dellinger all the way to the bucket. Partially blocked out of the air by McCool. It'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Hawkins. So the Lions regain possession with 6:36 remaining to go in the ballgame. We're in the 4th quarter, 52-47. Lions lead it by 5. They had a 14-point lead, and it's now 5. Haberthy brings it up. Lions looking for their first win of the season. Gets it off to Scott. Now to Haberthy. Left elbow. Gets it on the left-hand side to Markham. Now back to Haberthy. Right corner to McCool. McCool dribbles up right of the lane. Got the ball knocked free. Stolen away by Peyton Moore. Moore dribbles in against Scott all the way to the hole. Laid it up and in. Moore has got 14 in the ball game, and now Anderson is the closest they've been in a long time. Down by 3. 52-49. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Bounce pass left of the lane to Scott. Scott gets it back over to Jansen. She'll kick it off to Haberthy, left baseline. Now back off to Jansen, left side. Jansen up to the wing. Now back out front at the top of the circle. Jansen with the right-hand dribble. 7 on the shot clock. Stops top of the key. On the right baseline, it goes to McCool. McCool throws up a 12-footer. No good. McCool got it back. And the 30-second shot clock is going to expire before the Lions can get another shot off. Great swarming defense by Anderson. caused that turnover by the Lions. 52-39. Up the floor, Anderson gets the ball to Harkley, now between the circles to Dillinger. Dillinger back over to Harkley, looking underneath for Hawkins. Out front, Moore feeds it on the left-hand side to Dillinger. Dillinger with the top of the circle with the right hand all the way to the hole. Now kicks it back outside to Harkley. Put it up, no good, and the rebound tapped out front, taken down by Haberthy. Haberthy hook pass on the left baseline to Markham. Markham stop and go dribble, throws it up off the glass, no good. Markham got it back, reverse layup, no again, and a foul will be called on McCool. McCool coming in from behind picks up the foul. And that will mean that we'll go down to the other end of the floor and shoot some free throws, because that puts the Lions way over the limit. 5:01 remaining to go in this third quarter. Make it the fourth quarter, excuse me. Shipley's going to come back in for Anderson. And sitting down is Dillinger, getting her probably final breather of the night. 5:01 remaining. Going line right, Peyton Moore. Moore 2 for 2 from the stripe for 14. Isaac from line right, shoots it, got it. And now the second one by Moore from line right is up and good. Moore's got 16 in the ball game. And it's now a 52-51 lead by the Mount with 5 minutes exactly to go in this ball game. Bounce pass right of the circle to Haley Scott. Scott gets it back over to Haberthy on the left-hand side. Jansen kicks it off left baseline. It goes to McCool for the three. Boy, she is cold as ice this afternoon after scoring 12 last week. Put it up no good. Rebound taken down by Anderson. Coming up the floor, Hawkins fell down. Boy, she took a nasty fall around the center circle, but got back up and continued on. Now she's got the basketball top side. Hawkins with it, looking things over. Tried to get a pass, and it's stolen away by Jansen. Ball knocked free on the floor, picked up by Haberthy. Ball still loose on the floor. There's a scramble for it. The officials will call it jump ball, and it will go back to Mount St. Joseph. Boy, a lot of hustle shown by both squads with 4:19 remaining, and now we'll have the media report. 4:19 left to go in the ball game here from the Harrington Center. Your score, we've got a doozy going. It's Mount St. Joseph 51, Mount St. Joseph 52, Anderson 51 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
At Mount St. Joseph University, our mission is to provide students with an affordable, world-class education in a safe, comfortable, private school setting. Discover your potential. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone, and your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com, or call them today at 513-748-1538.
Well, our next broadcast game comes up about 25 minutes after this one, as the Lion men will take on Anderson. That game will tip off around 4 o'clock. Right now, we've got 4:19 left to go in this one. 52-51 Anderson. Lions have scored only 2 points here in the fourth quarter of play. One of those lulls, while Anderson has ripped off 19. Lions will put the ball in play on the back baseline, and it'll be Mackenzie Markham inbounding it to Chloe Jansen, and Jansen will bring it up for the Lions into the front court from right to left. Jansen into the front court to the left side of the lane. Now kicks it off to Huff. Back outside to Jansen from the left side. Gets it over to Haberthy. Top side Jansen. Jansen steps back. Now drives inside the lane. She's going to throw up a shot. No good. Partially blocked out of the air, but a foul will be called on the way to the bucket. And that's going to be on Hawkins, and that should be her third. Anna Hawkins picks up her third personal foul of the ball game. And that is the second against Anderson here in the fourth quarter. They are doing things to win this ball game, while Mount is actually just trying to kill the clock and win the ball game. Going line left, Chloe Jansen. She's got 11 as she hits the free throw. Came in shooting 65% from the stripe. Put that one up and in. 12-point ball game for Jansen. Lions lead it by 3, 54-51. In the backcourt, Dellinger against the diamond and one press for the Lions. Now they get the ball up the floor to Hackler. Feeds a pass underneath the bucket to Hawkins. Put it up, no good. Rebound, Jansen. Jansen leads the break, 3-on-3. On the right wing, Markham all alone for three. Got it! Mackenzie Markham has got 6 in the ball game, and the Lions lead it by 6. Full court pressure put on by the Lions, but Dellinger breaks it herself. 20 on the shot clock. Dellinger left of the front court, guarded by Markham. 3:25 in the game clock, and a foul is going to be called on Markham. So Mackenzie Markham with her first personal foul, and that will send Dellinger to the line. So Dellinger will go line right. She is 2 for 2 from the stripe for 15 points here today, and drills that one. Dellinger with 16 points in the ball game. Second one, no good off the back iron. Rebound taken near the free throw line by Markham. Gets it off to Jansen. Jansen with 3:15 left to go in the ball game. Jansen, bounce pass, goes to Huff. Huff with it, right of the lane, down to Haberthy. Haberthy now down to Jansen, right corner shot, no good. Rebound taken down out of the air ball by Anderson. They bring it up the floor. They're down by 5. Coming the other way is Dellinger, all the way to the lane, put it up, no good. Rebound knocked loose, picked up by Alt on the baseline, no good again from 5, and Jansen grabbed the rebound. Jansen will now bring it up from right to left for the Lions into the front court. 2:45 left to go in the ball game. Now to Huff. Huff gets it off to Mackenzie. Markham with it on the right sideline. Dumps it off to Huff right of the lane. Bounce pass to Jansen, right corner. Back outside Markham. 10 on the shot clock. Markham now to Haberthy. 2:35 left to go in the game. Haberthy to the line, right side of the lane. Stops, pops it from 12. Off the back iron, no. Huff the rebound. Huff trying to take it away. Puts it back up and it won't go, but she's fouled. Huff was actually going to just dish it back outside, but when she turned, trying to get the ball away from Hawkins, she found herself wide open underneath the bucket and tried to put it up and in, but it didn't go. Foul called on Peyton Moore. That is her second, and going line left is Huff. Put it up, no good. Huff has got 10 points here this afternoon. 2:23 remaining, 57-52. Lions, second one by Huff, good. Huff now with 11. And now Dan Benjamin wants to use a 30-second timeout, but we're just going to keep it right here. 2:23 left to go in the ball game. Lions lead it by 6. And they are trying to pick up their first victory of the year. Right now, the Lions have 4 girls in double figures. Haberthy, Jansen, Scott, and Huff. Haberthy with 15, Jansen 12, Scott 11, and Huff with 10. And for Anderson, they've got Dellinger, Moore, and Hawkins each in double figures. Dellinger with 16, Moore 14, Hannah Hawkins with 12 in the ball game. Lions have been out-rebounded this afternoon by 1, 34-33, but they are leading this one by 6, 2:23 remaining. And Anderson will put the ball in play. Each team has 2 timeouts left. Full court pressure put on by the Lions, but Anderson breaks it across the timeline to Moore. They get it on the right side to Hackler. Hackler back out between the circles to Moore. Moore with it, feeds it over to Dellinger. Bumped by Jansen, backs off from the top of the key. Now back over to Hannah Hawkins. Gets it back to Dellinger. Around a pick by Hawkins to the free throw line. Gets it to Hawkins. 15-footer by Hawkins. No good. And with 2 minutes left to go in the ball game, the Lions have got the lead, the rebound, and the basketball. 58-52. Jansen brings it into the front court. Now to Haberthy. Right of the lane, Huff. Huff with it, top of the circle. Gets it off to Haberthy. Right wing to Hannah Scott. Back to Haberthy. Haberthy drives left of the lane. Kicks it back out. Top of the key. Scott all alone for the 3. Line drive shot. No good. Rebound. Haberthy got it back. Bounce pass to Huff. 12-footer right of the lane. No. Rebound taken down by Scott. Back to Haberthy. And the Lions will kill more time. Lobs it off left of the lane to Huff. Huff into the lane with a right-hand dribble and a timeout taken by the Lions. Dan Benjamin takes the timeout, and the Lions will have it with 1:20 to go in this ball game, leading it by 6, and they're going to use their last 30. I'm not sure if Dan Benjamin wanted the timeout earlier or if he was trying to get the timeout and couldn't, or maybe he didn't even want the timeout, and one of the players on the floor called it because Huff was going for a one-on-one move in against Hawkins, and there was nobody for Anderson coming in underneath to double team the basketball. 1:20 to go in the ball game. Lions have one timeout left, Anderson 2. It's 58-52 Lions. 13 on the shot clock. Jansen will put the ball in play in the left corner. On the sideline, looking, inbounds the basketball to Haberthy. Haberthy to the right side, around a pick by Huff. Now under 10 on the shot clock. Haberthy, 5 on the shot clock. Haberthy dribbles to the left of the lane. Stops. She's going to have to shoot the three-pointer left wing, no good. And Anderson takes down the rebound. Dellinger will bring it the other way. Gets it up the floor to Alt. All ahead and blocked from behind by Haberthy and out of bounds. Haberthy blocked it away from behind on Alt going for the layup. 1 minute to go exactly in the ball game. Lions 60 seconds away from their first win of the year. On the right of the lane, and a foul is going to be called underneath on a post-up move by Hawkins, and that'll be against Haley Scott. Scott picks up her first personal. 57.9 seconds to go. 58-52. And going line right, Peyton Moore. Moore eyes it, shoots it, and got it to crawl in. Peyton was 17 points in the ball game, and Moore is a perfect 5 of 5 from the stripe. Make it 6 for 6 as she hits both. She's got 18, and now Anderson will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. 57.9 left to go in this ball game from the Harrington Center. Your score, it's the Lions 58, Anderson 54 in the women's game on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community. Open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Lions putting the ball in play, and they do to Markham in the backcourt against full court pressure. She gets it back to Jansen. Jansen breaks the press, kicks it off to Haberthy, left wing. Haberthy had the open shot. She didn't take it, so she'll have to be fouled by Alt. Hannah Alt picks up the foul, and that's going to be her 4th personal. So going line left will be Haberthy. Now check that. That's only the 4th foul against the Ravens, so they've got one more before they send the Lions to the line. Inbounds pass made to Jansen, and Jansen is going to be fouled by Dellinger. So Dellinger picks up the foul, and that will be her 3rd personal. 47.3, and now the Lions have to hit their free throws going down the stretch here. Going line left, Jansen puts it up and in. This is where you learn how to win these ball games, and that's what the Lions are trying to do here this afternoon. Jansen with 13, second one by Jansen, good again. She's got 14, 60-54, 6-point lead, up court pass, full court pressure, taken in by Moore, now to Dellinger, and Dellinger ran right over Chloe Jansen and picked up the offensive foul. No argument from anybody. Dellinger picks up her 4th personal foul of the ball game. And now coming off the bench will be Jade Shipley, and leaving will be Alt. Also into the ball game for the Lions is Cameron McCool. Leaving is Huff with 39.9 to go. Putting it in play will be Jansen. Jansen, it's a spot out. Inbounds the basketball to Haberthy, and both of them had their hands on the basketball, and it's a turnover to the Lions. Now Alt will come right back in, leaving is Shipley. Huff will come right back in, leaving is McCool for the Lions. Just a half a second went off the clock. 39.4. Inbounds pass made to Hannah Hawkins underneath to Moore. Moore muscles it up. Won't go. Moore got the rebound. Right back up. Won't go again. Rebound comes down to Markham. Markham with a half a minute to go, and she's going to be grabbed and fouled by Alt. 2 bunnies by Moore at point-blank range, and she couldn't get either one to go down. Hannah Alt picks up the foul, and that will be it for her. She fouls out of the ballgame with 8 points in the contest. So the Lions, 28.8 seconds away from their first win of the year. 60-54, Lions lead it by 6, and going line left is Markham. She came off the bench this afternoon and now has 7 points in the ballgame. For the first time this year, she came off the bench, was scoreless in the first half, hit 2 threes in the second half in the third quarter. Now the free throw, she hits 2 of them, and she's got 8 in the ballgame. 62-54 in the backcourt. Anderson with the basketball, down by 8. Lay lob it into the front court. Dellinger got the ball knocked free. Now Dellinger gets it back, takes it across the timeline, right in the lane. She'll throw a shot underneath, gets it off to Moore. Moore put it up, no good, and she's going to be fouled. And Peyton Moore will go line right. Moore with 13.5 left to go in the ball game. And the Lions lead it by 8. Now coming in is Cassie Pallett. Pallett will check in. Moore goes line right. She's got 18 points today. Put that one up off the rim, backboard and in. 19 points in the ball game by Peyton Moore. 62-55, 7-point lead. Second one by Moore, good again, same way. She's got 20, and now the Lions are going to use their last timeout. 13.5 remaining to go in the ball game, and your score from the Harrington Center. It's the Lions 62, Anderson 56 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
At Mount St. Joseph University, we're on a mission to make sure every single student succeeds in their career. With one teacher for every 11 students, our world-class professors and career counselors will ensure that you not only graduate, but get placed in the career you dreamed of. In fact, 98% of our undergraduates and 100% of our graduate students are working in their field within 6 months of graduation. Discover your potential. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
Well, this one's been a good one. We said coming in, the Lions had to shoot 38% from the field in this contest. And if you look at the shooting percentages right now, we were wrong. They're shooting 35% on 19 of 55, but they've held Anderson to under 30% at 29.4, and they lead it by 6, 62-56. And the Lions will be putting it in play in the front court to the right of their own bench. Jansen will put the ball in play. Looking, gets the ball now knocked away and out of bounds by Peyton Moore, and it will stay with the Lions, and they will inbound the ball right in front of the bench now, about 10 feet to the left. Jansen looking, and she throws it off the leg of Shipley and out of bounds. 12.7 seconds left to go. There is no shot clock now. Aaliyah Huff is going to come in, and leaving is McCool. Lions having a difficulty putting it in play. They've got no timeouts left. Jansen lobs it into Huff. Huff picks up the basketball, and she'll be fouled by Hannah Hawkins. Hawkins with her 4th personal foul. And going line left will be Huff. Dellinger comes back into the ballgame for Anderson now. And Cameron McCool is going to come in, but she's going to check in for Aaliyah Huff. Dellinger in, and Pallett leaves. Huff line left, eyes it, shoots the 2, no good. Huff 1 for 3 from the line for 11 today. Now she'll try to split the pair with 10.7 seconds to go. Second one by Huff, that one is good. Huff now with 12 in the ballgame. She leaves the contest, and back in is Cameron McCool. And Anderson wants to use a timeout and diagram the play, and this is going to be a 30-second timeout, and that will allow them to advance it into the front court. 10.7 seconds left to go in this ball game. 63-56. Lions leading it, looking for their first win of the year, looking to snap a 7-game losing streak and get their first conference victory of the year. Last week was so disappointing to this group, losing it by 3 to Earlham, a game they thought they should have won. And now to come back and play one of the what a lot of coaches felt was the top team, one of the top teams in the conference this year, in the Anderson Ravens. To come back and beat them would be a major kudo to this ball club. 10.7 seconds left after the timeout. Neither team has any remaining. Putting it in play will be Hackler. Hackler inbounds the basketball to Dellinger. Dellinger dribbles left of the circle, spins into the lane, all the way to the hole, lays it up, and it will go. 63-58. Inbounds pass made to Maddie Haberthy, and she will be fouled by Hackler, and Haberthy will walk down to the other end of the floor and shoot some free throws with 4.1 seconds left to go. Dellinger with 18 points in the ball game. Peyton Moore has got 20 for Anderson. Line left, Haberthy, who goes there with 15. Puts it up, good. Maddie got 16 in the ball game, and it's 64-58. She's got her average for the day. Second one by Haberthy around the rim and crawls in. Haberthy with 17 in the ball game. Lions lead at 65-58. Dellinger with a shot at the top of the key. Got it to go. It'll be a three, but that's the ball game. The Lions come away here this afternoon with their first victory of the year by the final score of 65-61 over the Anderson Ravens. I'm Dave Mitchell. We'll be back with our postgame show right after these timeouts.
Minutemen Staffing wants you. Currently, Minutemen has more positions than workers. Are you in need of work? Maybe a change in direction? Were you laid off and need money to tide you over? Minutemen can help you out. In most cases, on a temporary to permanent work assignment. Many companies have realized the advantages of hiring all their workers through Minutemen Staffing. If you have warehouse, forklift, welding, general labor, or any other kind of industry experience, give Minutemen a call at 513-579-0010 or stop in at 6600 Dixie Highway in Fairfield to fill out an application. We'll put you to work within 24 hours. We go the extra mile to make sure your new position will be the right one. That's what separates Minutemen Staffing from the rest. With more than 35 years experience in the area, Minutemen Staffing can turn your life around. We're proud that we're helping put Cincinnati back to work. Minutemen Staffing, located in Fairfield at 6600 Dixie Highway. Minutemen Staffing, call today at 579-0010. Minutemen Staffing is an equal opportunity employer.
At Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers, we utilize ink analytics, our plastic surgeon-developed diagnostics. Our exclusive ink analytics system lets us measure your tattoo against more than 60,000 treatments completed by our team. Reviewing over 40 unique factors about your skin and tattoo, ink analytics is able to predict the number of treatments you'll need to remove your ink, taking the guesswork out of tattoo removal. Because we're so confident in ink analytics, we guarantee our results, which means if your ink is gone before 8 treatments, we will prorate and give you money back. And if your ink is not gone in 8 treatments, we'll continue to treat you at no cost for up to a year. That's the Invisible Ink Guarantee.
Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers works with integrity. Using the innovative Pico Way laser technology, Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers is on the leading edge. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling them at 866-219-0672.
Back here at the Harrington Center, where the Lions have pulled out a victory here this afternoon by the final score of 65-61. Big win by the Lions here today as they were led by Maddie Haberthy with 17 points in the ball game, one above her season average on 4 of 11 from the field, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, and 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. But she had a lot of help this afternoon. Chloe Jansen with 14, Aaliyah Huff with 12, Haley Scott 11, Mackenzie Markham with 8, Jaleel Fair-Harris with 3 in the ball game, leading the way for the Lions here today. Lexi Dellinger led the way for Anderson with 21 points in the ball game, but she was 6 of 16. The Lions did a great job defensively against her today, holding her to just 6 field goals, 4 of them 3-pointers on 4 of 9, and she went to the line 6 times and converted 5 of them for those 21 points in the ball game. Hannah Hawkins had 10 rebounds in the contest contest for Anderson, but she had only 12 points in the ballgame. Hannah Alt with 6, Maria Clemens with 4, but the Lions won it here this afternoon by the final score of 65-61. They are now 1-6 on the year, heading into their contest on Tuesday at Worcester to take on the Fighting Scots. They are now 1-2 in the Heartland Conference. Meanwhile, Anderson drops to 2-6 overall, and they are 0-3 in the Heartland Conference. So the Lion women win it here this afternoon by a final score of 65-61. The pregame show is coming up next on the men's game here on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
At Mount St. Joseph, we're on a mission to make sure every single student succeeds in their career. In fact, 98% of our undergraduates are working their field within 6 months of graduation. Discover the Mount at msj.edu/admissions.
Decided a tattoo you had done isn't for you anymore, but you don't want to go through the long, tedious, and sometimes painful removal process? Now you can have it removed using the innovative Pico Way laser technology from Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. They're on the leading edge of tattoo removal. Located in Greater Cincinnati at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling 866-219-0672. Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers. We're 30 minutes away from the tip-off of this Lions game, so let's get set with the Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers pregame show. Brought to you by Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers at 119 Fairfield Avenue in Bellevue, Kentucky. Schedule a free consultation today by calling them at 866-219-0672.
Welcome back to Game 2 of our doubleheader here this afternoon on UltimateSportsTalk.com as the Mount St. Joseph Lions look for their second consecutive men's victory here today as they take on the Anderson Ravens here at the Harrington Center. I'm Dave Mitchell. Glad to have you along this afternoon. The Lions come into this one with a record of 3-6 overall. They are 1-1 in Heartland Conference play. Meanwhile, the Anderson Ravens are now 2-5 overall, and they are 0-1 in the Heartland Conference after their loss on Saturday afternoon to Transylvania at home, 85-80. The Lions won last Saturday over Earlham here at the Harrington Center, 85-59. That was the Mounts' first conference win. And this is the second time in 3 years that they've started off conference play at 1-1. The Lions had 4 players in double figures last week, led by Brady Thomas and his 32. That was a career high for him. Joining him were Devin Young, who nearly missed a triple-double. He had 12 points, 9 rebounds, and a career-high 7 assists. Tanner Close scored 17 points to go along with 5 rebounds and a pair of steals. And Avery Paddock scored a career-high 12 off the bench, going a perfect 5 of 5 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. In that win on Saturday, the Lions, according to head coach Toby Kerrigan, played not only one of the best halves they've played all year, but probably the best 40 minutes of basketball that they have played in the season. They shot 64% from the field and 33% from three-point range. Anderson took 5th place in the conference a year ago in the Heartland with an 11-15 overall record and 10-8 in the conference. They finished up with a loss to 4th-seeded Bluffton in the first round of the Heartland Conference Tournament, 79-68. They were picked to finish 6th in the Heartland this year, according to the coaches poll before the season began. Malik Laffoon returns to the Ravens squad after scoring 11.3 points per ball game a year ago. The senior guard from Bloomington paced the Ravens in assists with 2 and steals with 1.2 a year ago. He drained 98 of 122 shots from the charity stripe, and he's averaging almost 12 points and 4 rebounds per ball game this year. Maurice Knight, well, he's another one that is returning. The junior wing from Frankfort scored 2nd in the Heartland Conference with 1.15 blocks per ball game and 5 rebounds a ball game. This year, Knight is at 18 points to lead the way and 8 rebounds a contest. They're coming in off of their 5-point loss to Transylvania at home on Saturday. They've lost 4 in a row to Hope, Illinois Wesleyan, Trine, along with Tranthie. Their last win came on November 20th at home against Calvin, 87-81. won. Their other win was against Adrian on opening night, 98-75. These two teams met twice a year ago. Anderson won both of them, 78-55 in the first game on January 19th when Knight and LaFoon combined for 30 points. Devin Young had 15 and Brady Thomas 7 for the Lions. And in the first meeting on December the 8th, 2018, here at the Harrington Center, the Lions fell by 5. Owen Handy in his 8th year as head coach at Bluffton. He's won 47% of his ball games. He's 88 and 99 in his career. Over the past 4 seasons, the Ravens have accumulated more conference wins than any 4-year period at Anderson since joining Division III basketball 30 years ago under Handy. Toby Kerrigan in his 9th year, he's won 58% of his games, 112 wins, 82 defeats, and in 2 of the last 3 seasons, the Lions have started off the Heartland season 1-1 on the year. I'm Dave Mitchell. We'll be back to talk with Dan Benjamin, hear from Toby Kerrigan. We'll do all that when we come back prior to this afternoon's men's game between Anderson and Mount St. Joseph, right after this timeout.
At Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers, we utilize ink analytics, our plastic surgeon-developed diagnostics. Our exclusive ink analytics system lets us measure your tattoo against more than 60,000 treatments completed by our team. Reviewing over 40 unique factors about your skin and tattoo, ink analytics is able to predict the number of treatments you'll need to remove your ink, taking the guesswork out of tattoo removal. Because we're so confident in ink analytics, we guarantee our results, which means if your ink is gone before 8 treatments, we will prorate and give you money back. And if your ink is not gone in 8 treatments, we'll continue to treat you at no cost for up to a year. That's the Invisible Ink Guarantee.
Invisible Ink Tattoo Removers works with integrity using the innovative Pico Way laser technology.